Well, hello. We're here, adventurers, playing some D&D. This will be a good time. Let's go ahead and introduce our sweet players as we go ahead and get this started, and we can do our sweet recap.
Hey.
Why, hello, players. I see you. You're here. We're playing the D&Ds. We're going to go ahead and do just a small player recap from each of you, and what you guys think of this adventure, or what your characters thinks of this adventure so far after the little trip with the city under the mountain. We'll go ahead and start with Vahoric Silkmoon.
Hi, that's me. I was here for the fun and for the stories. Now I'm here because I almost died, and that makes a good story. So I'm upset about it, but I'm also super cool about it. It's complicated.
All right, next up we have Mercury.
I mean, Mercury's kind of still in the same spot, right? Like, his whole goal is to make sure Valhoric is fine. Valhoric is not dead, so essentially I'm still doing my job. But I think the situation down below in the vault might be a sticking point here pretty short.
Next up we have Calrad.
Yeah, I have no idea where we are. I didn't even get to look at any books. But I do have a bag of holding now, so, you know. Somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we didn't die to a dragon, even though I'm pretty sure I died. I was brought back to life, so.
In the process, to say the least. Last but not least, Delrin Deep Basher.
I am just grateful that my friends dragged me manually all of these miles while I slept peacefully in a cart.
That is true. You were unconscious. So was I, but I understand magic, so.
There's one piece of that statement that is true. The rest of it is garbage, and you know it.
Is it that you're friends,
What you're
or?
talking about.
As I mentioned, and as well as some of the players, you guys are no longer in the city on the mountain, as there was a small dragon attack inside of the vault, as three definitely smaller dragons, as well as soon as they sort of mentioned something about Mercury, the looks like mom and dad sort of woke up as well, and they were not happy to have their rest disturbed from the party sort of scavenging through what they believe to be their home, since the vault has not been opened up in many years. The guards were able to get you teleported outside, or carried by cart if you're Dalren, to an unknown city to you. But overall, it is nighttime outside. You can see that through the window to the room that you guys did teleport to. As you guys sort of look around the room, you do see there is a teleportation circle engraved into the floor. So you know that this guy has been here a couple times, Calrad, or at least has the capability to come here. So it means significance to that individual, to say the least. Overall, though, you and Dalren are in the process of coming back to life, as you guys were sort of healed up back to a couple hit points, and sort of just ready to take on the next adventure as Valhoric and Mercury sort of get their groundings as well, and figure out where they are, and that's sort of where we pick up.
And we're still hella beat up from...
Hella beat up.
Okay, just making sure that it wasn't like you got here and we're doing like log rest and then starting up, or we're just right back in where we were.
Right back in.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
I believe that I have been stabilized, but am still at 0 hit point.
That is
yeah,
correct.
you spare the dying. That's it.
But Calrad is back up to, I think, 7 hit points or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I believe he did, or Valhoric
Healing
did cast
word.
a healing word, exactly.
Yep. I am going to pull out one of our potions then, and heal and get him breathing again at least. Get him up.
All right,
and
you go ahead
around.
and administer a potion of healing. Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2.
Of course, I'm gonna have to roll it somewhere else. It's like the one die I don't have right now.
Of course
So
not.
here, I'll just roll. I got an idea. All right, 1 and 2. So 3 plus 2. So 5 hit points to Dalren. Not the best potion. We'll work on it.
All right, Dalren, you come back to consciousness as you see Cowred administering some liquid to you.
How you feeling?
Tell you about how great my nap was.
Yeah, you seem to enjoy that dragon's lullaby today. So
I've fought worse.
Have you though?
Can't recall when, but I'm sure I have.
all right. Do you need any help up, or are you happy you're closer to the floor?
Where are we?
I don't know.
Last I remember, we were on piles of gold.
Now
I'll
we're
turn.
on piles of wooden floor.
I'll turn to the guy that teleported us here and be like, "Where are we? You seem to be familiar with this place."
It's a small Cape town, if you will, just mostly for a small fishing trade. We're probably 4 days journey from the city under the mountain, but it was the closest place I could get us in such short notice.
All right. So what do we do now?
So who else here with us again? Sorry.
It is a total of 7 dwarves, the king, as well as the 6 lords that accompanied him, and then the 4 of you.
Still 7 of them, huh?
Yes.
Now we just gotta- now
I'm
we
not
just
really
gotta find
gonna.
somebody
go
with-
ahead.
I was just gonna say now we just have to find somebody with skin that's white as snow, and we'll be fine. Maybe she's sleeping.
I have hair that's white as snow.
All right. Well, we know who you are in this story then.
Hell yeah.
Can you just call it Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, please? I'm gonna turn to the Dwarven Lords. I'm not gonna address any of them like specifically, but just like, so did you guys know that there was a dragon down there, and you didn't feel the need to inform us? Like that wasn't pertinent information, or did you just not know that your ancient vault just had millions of small fire-breathing lizards everywhere?
No, the lords sort of look around. No, we had no idea. That was the first time any of us have stepped into the vault. The king steps up, myself included.
I just want to point out that they are lightning breathing. Just as a clarification. I know you didn't get hit by it, but personal experience, lightning, not fire.
We could see that, but thank you for your astute observation.
And it hurts. A lot.
Yeah.
Also,
Anyways, continue.
quite noted. You just see the one that did finish that teleported you guys here begin to write down in some sort of notebook, as the rest of them. So, 4 days from the city. We
So is that just like a lost cause now?
the king sort of you see him sort of looking out the window. It's just trying to gather his thoughts. Lost cause? I don't know. I mean, they're still locked in there. They weren't an issue to us before us walking in.
No, I'm not talking about the dragons.
I know, but that's the only reason why I would say this would be a lost cause. I mean, the wraiths there make it a little bit more difficult, but hopefully after everyone is safe, they'll go away.
And
So what's
yeah, how are other people going to get safe exactly? Is this like a time heals all wounds kind of thing, or?
And you can see the first time the whole time you've seen the king, he's definitely getting flustered, trying to figure out exactly what his next step is, as mostly, his people would be able to give him the sort of information and guidance for it. But he has no commanders or anything around him, just the 6 lords that are also taken aback by the situation. I don't know what our next step is. I know it's not time heals all wounds because there's nothing that can heal this wound. But maybe the city is lost, and you sort of see him getting down about it. You do see a couple of the dwarven lords take a step back and sort of hang their head a little bit.
Well, I mean, embarrassment is a great teacher.
It's also a great way to lose the crown.
Now, if there's one thing I have learned while traveling and being booed out of bars, it's that one bad show doesn't make or break your act. See, you're fine. Trust, you're not going to lose the throne over this. You have my word on it that you're not going to lose the throne over this.
If personal data is anything to go by, you got plenty of chance.
Exactly.
So you have experience in your entire city being attacked and destroyed.
Listen, man, I was trying to throw a burn at my friend at your expense. I'm sorry. But that had nothing to do with the specifics of the situation.
Infernal skin, you can't burn me.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we have a large problem at hand if whoever decided to overthrow that city finds some of the secrets that are hidden within the vaults. I don't know how they're going to deal with the issues that are laying in there, but there are secrets to the city. There are secrets to the world that were held within that vault. And before
Well, I mean, you guys are the keys, right?
we are.
So they don't have you. They can't get into the vault, right? Or at least that's our working theory.
That's the theory. I'm sure there's demolition crews that could blow open a hole in the wall, get access in there. I mean, it's a very thick wall, to say the least, as it is meant for protection to get into the vault. But
It's not protected by like ancient runes or old magics.
just mostly just mechanical. See, the dwarves of old didn't really believe in magic. They were more of scientists and tinkerers than they were magicians. The world has changed quite a bit since the city under the mountain came to be.
That would explain Dalrin.
Nonetheless, I think we have a predicament that won't be solved tonight. I think we should get some rest and figure out what our plans are tomorrow.
I think that's a fair assessment.
And he sort of nods to the other lords, and they begin to sort of disperse to their own areas. Most of them actually sort of go on their own corners of the room and sort of just plop down. Definitely the most silent you've seen the dwarves since you guys have arrived. You can feel a high point of tension between the lords and the king himself.
Let's see.
the town that we're in, it's not like we're not gonna be like seen as villains or anything if we go outside, right? Like we're not bound to this building that we're in.
No, it doesn't seem like so, unless you were asking whoever teleported you here.
Oh no, I was asking you. Sorry.
No, you're fine. No,
I guess I specified.
no, you don't believe so. You don't have any reason that you would believe to be villains here.
Okay.
So, with all this tension in the room, I'm gonna kind of find my spot. I'm gonna pull out my lute and just kind of play something like soft and nice and cast calm emotions on the room.
Okay.
Because it hits all humanoids in a 20-foot radius sphere.
Yep. Go ahead and do they have to make a save or?
Yeah, so it's they make a charisma saving throw versus my my spell save DC of 13.
As you're sort of playing your tune softly and just relaxing, you do see and can feel the tensions begin to ease more and more. They're still not talking to each other, but you no longer feel a hostile tension between the room.
Excellent.
So are we just gonna all stay here, or I'm not sleeping on the floor, so I mean.
The dwarf that sort of popped up. I mean, it's a small place, but it is free for you to leave. I mean, it's just a small fishing station, so there is a small inn that you can find rest at as well. Should be held up by a gnome named Fling. He should be able to provide you with at least a little bit of a discount for an old friend.
I'm gonna go find that.
Yeah, same.
Get up and I'll help Mercury up if he's not on his feet yet, and
Yeah. Head out the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna explore the town for a little bit, just to see what's around.
nothing better than some dudes covered in soot and potentially blood just wandering around your town.
Ears, just blood dripping down.
Right,
because
it's
the electric
fine.
shock just fried you.
It's fine.
I probably don't even notice.
Right. Dalren, what are you doing during this time? Are you following the group? Are you going to go ahead and investigate town? Just sleep where you are?
I'm gonna go to where this cheap bed is located.
Okay.
And try and rest up.
All right.
It's been a long trek.
Exactly. Someone who wants to go ahead and lead this investigation may go ahead and roll to lead the investigation, and then since you have the other two people with you, you are more than welcome to go ahead and roll with advantage as you guys are looking for this inn. And then I need investigation from you as well as you're sort of just looking around the town.
I got a 17.
Okay. And then who's leading the investigation for the...
My investigation's trash, so.
Alright, I'll try it.
Okay.
Okay, 17.
17. All right, so the four of you sort of begin in the same direction, at least, as you notice that you're on sort of the edge of whatever small fishing community that this is. It does have a... you guys are above the docking areas and stuff like that. It looks like it's a small shack, if you will, on top of a... I want to say a cliff, but there is about a 10-foot drop down to the pavement down below where you guys are on a grass hill. So there is a little bit of a drop there, but you're able to overlook this city. There's 4 houses or 4 businesses on the inside, a reasonable size port and then a small dock house next to it. You guys do see the only really big building that is located down below is a inn that you can see lights come on and stuff like that. It's the only building that is currently lit up at this point in the night.
All right. That way.
As you guys sort of begin to head down and towards the inn, Kyrad, you do look around. They do have what seems to be like a general store. They do also have a place where you can go ahead and sell fish and baits and stuff like that. You can see it through the window. And the fourth building. The fourth building is going to be a. It's hard to tell what it is. You have windows you can look in and see, but there's just a bunch of furniture inside. The building itself is maybe like 20. I guess it's 4x4, so 20 square feet. So it's not a very large building in general, but there is a small step with a podium at the front and multiple chairs sort of filling the area.
So this is a very small town. All right.
Yes. You sort of, more or less, as you take your time and look throughout the town, you're more or less done investigating the entire town by the time they reach the doors to the inn. What you do notice, there are 3 large ships, I wouldn't say like navy in size for them, but they are large trade ships, to say the least. There are a couple of smaller ones as well, more personal craft, but you do see there are 6 ships that are in port currently, and it fills about a third of the total port. Most of this town, it looks like, is actually, but anything that's not, like those 4 buildings are on the land, but otherwise this entire area is more or less just docks that are going out to sea.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll take note of their names and then head back to like any substantial names of the ships.
Yeah, let me pull that up.
But after that, I'll just head back to the inn, get some sleep.
Is there a bar at this inn?
Yes, there is. Ooh, excuse me. There is a bar. There is a. It's a rather rundown inn, to say the least. It is 3 stories tall, and you do see there are a staircase that goes all the way up to the 3rd floor, but has a plateauing area where you can go ahead and exit to the 2nd floor. But there is a bar sort of underneath in the middle of the floor, and then tables surrounding it. But it has like a square bar, and then the bartender sort of in the middle. Right now, you do see an orc woman bartending behind the bar. But the bar is relatively packed. Probably about 30% of the bar is taken up downstairs. But you guys do hear some loud conversation, not like aggressive, but just loud conversation throughout the rest of the 3rd and 2nd floor. It is rather busy overall throughout this, surprisingly for how small of a town it is.
All right. I'll turn to Valhoric. I'll like slap him on the shoulder. I'll be like, "You take care of rooms. I'm gonna go get some drinks."
On it. So I'm gonna. I think we kind of have to head in the same direction for this.
Even if we do.
Resembles a chair.
Yeah. You find a chair that does have a open table at it, and it's actually more of like a rounded booth that is in the corner. It has a rather large tabletop.
I wanna.
You can audibly hear the cracking of my joints, probably. I'm beat up.
Gross.
As your knee is all like out of place.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like putting my fingers back into the socket,
Oh.
stuff like that.
I'm gonna head up to the bar.
I'm gonna wait 5 seconds, and I'm also gonna head up to the bar.
All right. You guys do walk up, and there is all sorts of races sort of sitting at the bar. The bar is actually one of the more filled place in this first floor. You guys, there is not an open chair, but you guys are able to, make your way, sort of stand up and stand at the bar. But as you get closer and closer to the tabletop or the bar top, you do see there is a gnome sort of running around behind, sort of lifting up glasses and putting them up on the counter for her. As it looks like they're extremely busy and definitely trying to keep things moving, to make sure they have enough clean glasses and stuff like that for all the individuals inside the bar. Everyone who would like to can go ahead and roll an insight check.
Own it.
Ooh.
Distracted people make for easy people to trick.
Nat 20, 22 total.
Okay.
And I'm on a mod 20.
Flashbacks. You are able to get the general gist. Most of these people, if not all of them, are sailors in nature, whether it's the lack of cleaning or teeth that aren't looking so great, or just their lack of knowledge, we'll say. They definitely all seem to be sailor in origin. And most of them are relatively drunk as well. You do see there is scraps of meat sort of all over the place that people are just each taking turns picking from. But it's at least from you can sort of tell which crews with who. Most of the people that are sitting at the bar are all chatting, communicating with each other. But overall, you can sort of tell that this is definitely all the sailors that are at least visiting said village.
All right. I'd like to try to flag down one of the bartenders.
The orc woman sort of speaks up. Find a table. There's no seats available up here, but we'll be with you shortly.
Okay. Would this also be where I would inquire about board for the night?
Yes. The server will be with you just a moment to speak about all that needs with you in just a few.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. And I turn around and I'll just go find Dalrin.
All right. You see Dalrin sort of just more or less putting his body back together as he's sort of slumped down in the corner booth. Calrad, are you sitting there with him as well?
If I'm back, but yeah.
Sort of when you sort of go to sit down at this booth, you do see Calrad beginning to walk in and sort of stand in the doorway of the bar, inn, if you will.
Yeah, I'll just look for whoever I know.
Easily enough, you're able to see you're able to look around and find your group sort of huddle up in the corner, not necessarily around this corner booth. You do see that there are, quite like I said, 30% of the bar is filled up. It's a little loud in here, but nothing out of the ordinary.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a seat next to Dally Boy.
All right. So, while we were talking to the group here, while we were in the vault, did y'all happen to scoop up anything nice? Because I did. So I want to make sure I'm not the only scumbag.
There seem to be a lot of items in that vault, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw my shield on the table. It's like, I got this pretty new shield.
Ooh, look at you, sticky fingers. Come on, y'all had to have gotten out of there with something. I'm not traveling with a bunch of losers, am I?
Shortly follows, but I set it on the table and my hand doesn't leave it. Just holding my axe next to his shield on the table.
No, that's a pretty act.
Wait, so you got an axe, you got a sword, or a shield, I mean. What did you get? You got.
Oh, I'm wearing it. I like gesture to my new leather armor that's like polished, like shiny polished black, and I'm like,
Oh,
Mm.
I thought you just made that. Okay.
nah. We went bin hunting and came up with a come up. Like this is, we're feeling good right now.
Yeah, I just found this bag, so that's
What you got in that bag?
it's just a bag, and I like pull out like just basic items, just like things that look like it would fit in it.
But like, come on, what you got in that bag?
Yeah, and now it's just basic stuff. Like I got a couple potions of healing. One of them I used on Dalaran over there. You know, got like a tinderbox, water skin. You know, it's just a bag.
Oh yeah. Hey, I think I might have. Yeah, I misplaced my deck of my playing cards. Do you have any?
And I'll try to not. I'm gonna try to lie, but I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, roll a
Oh,
deception.
please lie to me. Please lie to me.
It's a 6.
All right, go ahead and
No,
roll.
I don't
insight
know
check.
what you're talking about. I don't have any playing cards at
That's
all.
a 19 on my inside. Yeah, no. Come on. You got something.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I have this deck. It's missing a lot of cards though. So,
Can I see it?
no, I'd rather not.
I mean, it's been a while since we've been in town, but this is what I do. We're in a place that's bumping. We've got drunk sailors all around us. This is money. This is we're not gonna get another opportunity like this anytime soon.
Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable playing with it. It has a sentimental value.
I feel that I'm not gonna destroy it. It's not like I'm gonna like actively rip up any cards. That's all sleight of hand, man.
All right. Well, I also don't want to, immediately get kicked out of the town we just got into.
Nah, we're subtle.
I don't think you're subtle enough for this deck. If you get my meaning.
Fine. All right. Mercury, do you have any cards?
Yeah, I got cards.
Fine. Because Conrad's a little bit of a chump, so I'm gonna snake those. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disappear into the drunken horde with a deck of cards to go try and hustle some money out of people.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen you try to play with a deck of illusions just to see what would happen when you randomly draw a card and then a fucking dragon shows up and like in the middle of this place.
Big ol' yikes.
But I didn't really want to do that right when we got here. Maybe later.
Once we set our footing in. Shortly after you sort of begin to go into the crowd and go into the right.
They'd both be useless. So
you go ahead and go to the into the crowd of drunks that are sitting up at the bar. Shortly after you arrive, you do see the bartender make their way over to you. What looks like a gnome is heading over to the table. So, what can I get you?
What's the most amount of alcohol I can buy from you right now?
A lot, depending if you have the coin for it.
I'll throw 15 gold pieces at him.
His eyes go bug-eyed. He sort of scrapes it, put it in a coin pouch, puts it in his pocket. Yeah, I can definitely make that happen. Is there anything else? Meats, a room to stay.
Yeah, a room for all of us.
Uh,
Each of us, I should say.
Each of you. One, two, three. The three of you then?
No, the four of us.
Looks around at the table. There's.
I had gotten up to go.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. So yes, there's four of us. A friend of mine is.
Oh, okay. And he sort of turns around and he sees the only other tiefling sort of in the bar and just makes assumptions. Yes, 4 rooms. He sort of gets closer. All the drinks that you can handle. And and I'll throw in a plate of meats, assorted meats as complimentary on the house.
On the house it is.
We gotta just spend frivolous money more often.
Just throw money at everything. It'll be
Right.
fine.
That's how I fix all my problems. You go ahead and just a few moments go by, and what looks like a large tray. He's carrying with both hands, very awkwardly. Comes up and places it and slides it on the table. It looks like there's like 2 or 3 drinks for every person, and a large plate full of assorted meats, from anywhere from sausages to ham to all other kind of cured meats, bacon, chicken. It is a smorgasbord of meats that were just sort of placed at the table for you guys to enjoy. He does bring over 4 brass keys as well, that do have room numbers on it. The 4 rooms are next to each other on the 3rd floor. It's 302 through 304, 5, 6. Math's hard. During this time, Vahorik, you walk up. You are among the crowd, making yourself known to the group of sailors sort of sitting at the bar.
Excellent. Then with the deck of cards in my hand, I want to start like just shuffling. I don't want to say obnoxiously, but talentedly. Like lots of like you cut the deck and then you like do the 3 or 4 different cuts and you're holding it and you like shuffle it all back together.
Sure,
And
roll
that-
a sleight of
that
hand
kinda
and see
stuff.
how well it goes.
Dude, we're experts in sleight of hand now, by the way. I got
Oh.
a +6 on this.
You're so good at this.
Yeah. It's a 19.
19. As you guys sort of see, as you guys are waiting for your drinks to come back at this point, because retroactively it's still happening. You do see him sort of splitting the deck, taking the deck in 2 hands, splitting it, and then putting it back in, continuing to shuffle. It's a rather nice party trick. You definitely catch the attention of about 4 or 5 sailors sort of sitting at the bar, eyeing you.
All right. So they start looking at me. I'll make eye contact with them, hold up and go, fancy a game?
3 out of the 4 of them will look to each other and nod. The 4th one would just put his hand up and continue drinking whatever he was drinking. But you have 3
All right.
orc individuals walk up to you.
Excellent. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna extend out the deck to them. Like, there you go. You can count it. It's all there. I like to shuffle. It's kind of a passion of mine. But anyway, name your game. I got you.
They go ahead. They do count through it. Make sure that everyone is there.
Sorry.
A stray dog goes running around outside, barking at whatever. And then they go ahead and hand the deck back to you. Hand the deck back to you.
All right. I'll take the deck. I'm gonna do another shuffle while they were looking at the other deck.
Uh-huh.
In my pocket, I would like in my pocket, I would like to be taking high cards out of taking high cards out of my deck
Okay.
and just kind of like sleeving them.
Go ahead and roll another sleight of hand for me.
Indiana, you stop that.
That's why I say to my state all the time too, whenever it snows.
God. I'm getting great superfluous rolls. That way, when something important happens later, I can't roll anything.
Exactly.
'Cause that is a 25.
Okay. You grab a couple of high cards and pocket them, or sleeve them, excuse me, as you, more or less, you finish up as they hand you the deck of cards back.
All right. All right. What do y'all like to play? What do you know how to play? I can play anything. I can play everything. So I am up for whatever.
Let's go. Let's go with blackjack.
Blackjack it is. All right. And I'm gonna start like one more big shuffle, keeping my cards sleeved,
Sure.
and then I'll deal it out.
Okay.
God, my dogs are nasty, dude. You good, dog?
Yo, dog, you good?
So I forgot how we were doing this. This was 2d10?
Do 2d12s.
2d12s. I always lose my d12s. Indiana, stop being gross, my guy. Hey, go outside.
Got the corona.
Go outside. He's making gross, like, I'm about to puke noises.
It just sounds like sneezes on my end.
Yeah, same.
No, it's full, like, so it's like, don't do that by my computer. There's a whole backyard for you to do that in. All right. So, all right, I got my numbers.
Okay. Roll a perception for me. Or what's your passive, actually, as you're playing?
My passive is 12.
12.
But if I'm trying to hustle these kids, would I be paying more attention?
What would you pay more attention to?
So I've got my cards.
Yep.
I passive works because I'm just kind of watching the whole table.
Right, okay. They go ahead and put their cards down. They look at it, and a couple of them go ahead and pull out coin purses.
All right, I'm game.
And they go ahead and each of them put 2 silver on the table.
Okay. Like, oh, 2 silver? Okay. I'll add to it.
All right, so you want to go first, or
You know what? No. I mean, the host never goes first, right? That's rude.
all right? They sort of nod over to one of the looks like a paler looking orc, and he goes ahead and puts down his cards, and he's got hold on, sorry, look at my rolls. 8 and a jack.
Okay.
The next one goes. You'll be the third out of the 4 people sitting at the table to flip their cards if you guys are going to do rotation. The next one goes, has a 9 and a 5.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Tough luck, guy. Sorry.
Yeah, it happens. Your turn.
So for me, as the second guy was flipping, because everybody's gonna be looking there,
Right.
I rolled an 8 and a 3.
Okay.
I would like to drop one of the cards from my sleeve to high card an ace out of there for a 19.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
The sleight of hand.
Yep.
23.
Okay. Perfect. You have a 19 on the table.
All right, then I'm gonna flip it for a 19.
All right. The last orc goes ahead and looks at everyone's cards. Well, something's not right here. And he puts 2 cards down. And it's 21. But he has the same ace that you do.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna look at the guy with 21. Are you dropping aces at my table?
Are you dropping aces? You're the one with the cards.
Why would I? What would I have to gain from dropping aces? Obviously, you're out here sailing around. Maybe a couple extra silver would buy you so a little bit of extra happiness. So are you trying to hustle me right now? Are your friends in on this? No.
You see the palish orc sort of stand up. Are you assuming that the captain would do such a thing?
I'm not assuming that the captain would do such a thing. I'm witnessing the captain do such a thing.
The same could be said for you. You're in your small group of adventurers or whatever you are. I'm sure a couple of coin could help you out.
Dragon attack victims. Dragon attack victims. Thank you.
There hasn't been a dragon scene in this parts for hundreds of years.
Tell him that. I'll point to Dalrin. Anyway.
Do we see the pale
Staring
guy
at his axe. Dallard is just staring at his axe like oddly. It would definitely be like, what the heck is this guy doing? He's weird. And I'm blood. I haven't cleaned up at all.
Right.
So like there's just like crusted blood in my beard, and I'm just staring at an axe in the corner by myself. So I would imagine it has an impact on him.
Yeah, it definitely does. But you do see the palish orc sort of stand up and make this commotion.
All right, I'll stand up. I'll take a. Is there like a turkey leg with this meat, or
Yeah.
is it all sliced?
Nope,
Okay, I'll
there's
take a
a turkey
turkey leg. I'm just gonna start killing it, right? I want the meat to be gone by the time I get up to where Valhoric is.
Sure.
But when I stand up, I'm gonna pat Dalrin on the shoulder and be like, "Good luck with that, buddy." And then I'll start walking towards Valhoric, just killing this turkey leg.
Okay. You walk up and there is a turkey bone in your hand at this point.
And just like mouthful of food, and I'm just like, "What seems to be the problem?"
These gentlemen are trying to cheat me out of a gentleman's bet. And now they're mad because apparently I accused the captain of being dishonest when obviously, look at the cards. Look at the cards.
I'll look at the cards, and I'll know exactly what's happening. I'll be like, looking at the captain, just like, "How do you have the same ace as him?"
That's what we're trying to figure out.
I mean, it seems pretty apparent. You just have an ace somewhere. You just decided to flip, right?
He's like, search me, search him, figure out who has cards hidden.
I'm gonna like fake laugh, just be like, "This guy. He already put the card on the table. He wants me to search him. We know where the card's at."
Yeah, it's on the table.
He goes ahead and scoops up his 2 silver.
Not so quick. Cheater stacks. You cheated me. You owe me.
There's no proof that I cheated you, and there's no proof that you cheated me. I could say the same right back
Cards
at
say it
you.
right here.
Agreed. You're the one that brought us the cards, so who's to say you don't have more cards that you just have hidden among your person?
Yeah, I was
Search
just
him.
out here. Yeah, search me. Go for it. Search me.
He looks up to the the bartender, who the bartender is definitely keeping notice and sort of keeping tabs on this commotion that's sort of beginning to unfold in the middle of the room. And she sort of gives us like a very shy nod. You definitely get the feeling that this bartender has a lot of respect built up with these people, and not definitely want to get thrown out or anything like that. And he will go ahead, and the large pale orc will go ahead and walk up to you and begin to search you.
All right. As he touches me, I want to cast Charm Person.
Ooh.
All right. What components does that have?
It is a verbal semantic. So as he touches me, I'm just gonna like, hey man, we got no problems here.
And what's the DC?
It's a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Okay. He stops for a moment and shakes his head. And you see his eyes almost go, like, you can see the blood vessels begin to swell up a little bit.
He's so mad.
He is so mad as he sort of takes you and picks you up by the scruff of your shirt.
Whoa.
Captain's, whoa. And just sort of this exact same thing, like, whoa, what's going on? Like, this is not what I ordered you to do.
Yeah, we were just supposed to search, my friend, and I'll like kind of step in and put like my hand in between them.
The pale orc, he tried to charm me with some magic.
No magic needed. I'm a charming person. What's good? Wink. And I'll say wink out loud.
The barmaid, the bartender, is this true? You try to cast a spell on him, sir?
We are not wizards, friend.
Why would I ever, like... First you accuse me of cheating in cards, now you accuse me of casting spells. What do you think I am? Some, like, roaming charlatan?
Next, they're gonna accuse us of summoning demons.
Roll deception. The orc that's sort of sitting down, just sort of
I would like to help in this situation.
Okay. How would you like to help?
I'd like to use the help action. I stood up. I was ready to fight, but upon hearing somebody say that Valhoric can cast spells, I audibly just start laughing as the diva. And I go, I've been traveling with this tiefling for a number of years, and the idea that you can cast spells is just hilarious.
I'll jump right in here. Backwater people, am I right? It's magic. I'm gonna go for a deception.
Okay, go with advantage.
Thank God with advantage. Because that was a 3. That's a 24.
The orc more or less doesn't like throw you down, but definitely like releases you. And obviously, you knowing your spell, you know that he is aware that he was attempted in being charmed. And definitely, it almost looks like he takes a swing at you, but what he does is go ahead and just punches the table, as it puts a large crack in the middle of the table.
Easy.
And it just sort of stomps off. The barmaid looks over to the captain like, excuse me? Like, he just busted my table. He looks back, he nods, puts his hands in the air, slides you over the 2 silver. Our apologies.
misunderstandings happen, and I'm glad we were able to settle this.
And
And I extend my hand out.
he turns and walks the other way to go talk to the pale orc who just cracked his table. As the other orc sort of sheepishly follows behind him. But the bartender begins to walk over towards you.
So, as he snubs my handshake, because he snubbed my handshake, I'm now going to try to plant the cards from my sleeve in his pocket.
Are you trying for like the pale orc or the captain? Captain wasn't near you, close enough for you to be able to do that.
Okay. Damn.
Captain was like on the other side of the table from you, as the two orcs were.
Because the captain was the one that flipped 21 with the same ace.
Right.
Okay.
So you could do that to the pale orc, who was like close enough to you to be able to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to.
Then I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go ahead and
I'm
roll
gonna
a
plant him on the pale orc.
sleight of hand for me.
It's mod 20.
Okay. It is planted. He does not seem any of the wiser. You can definitely tell he's raging a little bit, just fuming, as he begins to walk away.
I feel a little bit bad. We just ruined this guy's shore leave.
Yeah, more or less.
The bartender sort of plops down next to you, looking at the table. She goes ahead and puts her hand on it and like puts it in the correct position as she casts mend on the table.
That's a handy trick.
Quite literally.
These guys, they hassle you, or are they usually pretty cool?
No, they're some of my best customers. They respect me.
Huh.
You, on the other hand, you pull something like that again in my bar and I'll have you throw it out on the streets with a money bag on your head. Is that understood?
I'm gonna look at Mercury. Pull something like that in this bar. What? I didn't
Listen, it may seem like we're the most likely to be pulling something right now, but I guarantee you one of those guys has cards.
Yeah, I saw him planted on the person.
So you know they have them then.
They have the cards.
They do now. I'm just saying, you pull something
I've
like
always
this
had the card.
on my person.
We understand. We understand.
As you sort of look, you do see there is a holy symbol sort of tucked underneath their shirt. You recognize this being a cleric. Not the same deity as yours, but a very similar alignment. But as you get closer and closer, you can definitely tell this person has seen a lot of battle. Probably a retired cleric in some fashion or another. Or even a paladin, hard to tell. One of the two. But they definitely know when something is up. Whether it's a keen insight or some sort of magic that they can see. Something was able to tell them that, hey, shenanigans is being taken place.
All right, I'll kind of re-register myself after seeing the holy symbol. I'll stick my hand out and I'll be like, strength survives, won't happen again. And I'll try and shake her hand.
She shakes it. It's a very strong handshake. And as you feel her hand, they're calloused hands. It's not like a normal, typical woman's hands. It sort of takes you by surprise. If you were to close your eyes, you'd probably think you were shaking a male orc's hand. They're so calloused and stuff like that. But that's all I ask. I mean, sort of just pat you on the shoulder. And now, another drink for you guys.
Absolutely.
Perfect. As she sort of pats the table where it was broken and then just goes ahead and begins to head back to the bar.
All right, I'll head back to our table.
All right.
I will too.
Conrad and Dalaran, you see the rest of your party begin to head back to your table after a conversation with the orcish bartender.
You were gonna give away my deck, huh? If I gave you my deck, you would just give it away. That's what I just saw there.
There was gonna be no giving it away. I'll get the cards back.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, Merc, you should feel pretty bad because that deck's now missing some cards.
Is it though? I want to cast. In view of the Pale Orc, I want to cast Mage Hand.
Oh god.
I want to cast Mage Hand, and have it pick up my pick up my drink, and I'm gonna drink that way with this Mage Hand.
His jaw drops a little bit, and you can just tell if this guy wasn't raging before, his eyes are like bloodshot with anger. He just goes ahead and stomps upstairs.
As he's stomping, I'm just.
He tells you you're number one, and begins to walk up the stairs.
No, you, friend. No, you. Does he have to walk past us at all to get to those stairs?
No, you guys are so like as soon as you guys walk in, right side of the corner.
Okay.
He walks up to the third flight or to the third floor, and then begins to
Okay.
head off.
Oh, he's on the third floor, you say?
Yes, he is.
Excellent.
Well, better get our long rests in now before Malhoric fucks everything up.
Yeah.
Nothing is gonna get. Nothing's getting fucked up. By the way, it's in my nature. As a gesture to the fact that I'm a tiefling.
Yeah, I just kind of nod. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's a racist joke at my expense. People are gonna assume I'm gonna do it anyway, so I'd be like, whatever. Not
no,
funny,
no, we get the joke, dude.
but like, whatever. You guys suck. I'm just gonna I'm gonna grab something off of the meat plate and just start going.
All right. The rest of you guys sort of begin to see the crews of the different ships sort of begin to disperse as the night goes on. As long as you guys are sitting at that table, the gnome will bring over just a tray full of drinks until you guys are content with no longer drinking. He sort of looking around. At this point, you have maybe like a couple of sailors who are just like passed out in the throughout the bar. But overall, the bar is relatively empty. Everyone else has sort of gone to their rooms. It's quiet. But the gnome and the orcish woman are sort of having a conversation behind the bar as they're both cleaning glasses and more or less just cleaning up for the day. Is there anything you guys like to do?
Dal, have you been just staring at this axe this whole time?
After we sit down and like celebrate and stuff, I would like put it on my back where I normally keep it. Actually, you'd probably note that I usually keep my axes on my back, but I have created a new. I've started wearing this one on my belt at my side, and I'm constantly like a millennial checking their cell phone. I'm constantly like seeing if it's there, checking on it, make sure it's not like vibrating, or getting any messages.
You're getting ghost texts on your axe.
Yeah. You can. I mean,
Yikes.
with the way the item reads, you would note a sense, like a change in the demeanor of Dowrin, really easily.
Hold
But
What?
I would still be participating as much as I can.
Okay. Then I don't take too much notice. So I'm just like, eh. He just likes his new axe. That's cool.
It's a new axe. It's pretty. I can understand why he'd be about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
here's
definitely like the best weapon you ever seen Dal use. Like I usually don't give a shit. I will like I make my
I
own
know.
axes out of like rocks and stuff. Like it doesn't matter to me.
You've used your elbows before, so
Exactly.
I think we know.
As long as I can bash, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Bash deep.
Exactly.
So, after a certain point, I'm going to excuse myself from the table and head upstairs.
To the second or the third floor.
To the 3rd floor.
Okay.
On my way up, I am going to use my new armor, and I'm going to use the action to change the appearance of my armor. So I am now wearing completely different clothes.
Sure.
I'm actually wearing what Mercury's wearing
Okay.
because it's not like disguise self, right? It
Right.
doesn't
It's
change-
just the armor. It doesn't change your
just the
physical.
armor. Okay. Yeah, so I now am wearing exactly what Mercury's wearing. I want to go and I want to find what room that pale orc is in.
All right. You get to the 3rd floor, and you look both directions, and there's roughly about 30 rooms on this floor.
Okay. Is there? I'm gonna do an investigation to see if there's anything that can help me find where
Sure.
this dude went.
Go ahead and roll a investigation. It will be a difficult roll, but it is possible.
So 20.
You look around, and you can't see sort of any direction of where this orc would have went.
Fine. Then I'll head back downstairs. But I'm gonna keep my armor in the same as Mercury's clothes.
Mercury,
Okay.
you look up at the top of the stairs, and you see Valhoric donning the same armor you do, minus your shield and weapon.
You look better. Something's different.
Well, you can only wear leather for so long before you just say screw it and you put on. I'm joking, and I drop the illusion.
Yeah.
You dress like a chump.
I was about to ask if that's the company uniform.
The company uniform. No, we're
pretty
a pro-
lax. We don't have uniform.
yeah. We're a progressive company. We believe that your individuality is more important than public opinion or public perception.
Look, every innkeeper looks the same nowadays. We want to separate that,
Exactly.
The
You
two
roll up-
innkeepers do sort of like perk up at that part of the conversation.
Not you. You both look great, and I can
No.
definitely tell you apart.
Great business model you guys got here.
100%.
Wait,
100%.
you guys are innkeepers too?
I mean,
You
we
didn't know that?
run
Yeah,
the
we didn't
inn.
mention that.
You guys mention a lot of things. I don't know what's valid or not
I want to
anymore.
take out one of my business cards and scrawl. Also, we're innkeepers on it. There you go.
Also lying. Okay.
Whoa. We didn't give you permission to write new businesses on our card. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, let me scratch it out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have to work here for at least. Mercury, how long have you been working here?
What's it now? 2 years?
Yeah. You have to work here at least 3 years before you can start adding businesses.
And then I'll do like one of those office, like look at the camera fucking looks that Calrad when he says that.
Huh. Alright. I'll keep that in mind.
Anyway, Mercury, I couldn't find where the orc went, so I'm gonna buy you a new deck of cards.
We can just wait till tomorrow. I'm sure when he finds those cards, he'll come find you.
Very true. All right. Anyway, I'm going to bed. You
All right.
all have a great evening, and I will see you preferably before an orc kicks my ass.
And
right.
I'll just like toast to him.
And I will reciprocate the toast and take my drink to bed.
Mark, are
Um,
you gonna let him get his ass kicked?
If I'm asleep, I will.
All right. Maybe he needs the lesson.
Lesson's gonna be do more stuff when Merc's awake.
right. Never said what the lesson was, but we've come to a lesson. As you guys sort of, as you begin to head upstairs, you are handed the room key for 302. You go up to the room, and it's almost right off the staircase. You walk up to the left. You walk into 302. It's a not a super great room in any sort of manner. It's well kept though. It's not dirty, but the bed is well lived in. And there is a chest at the foot of the bed for anything you may want, as well as sort of like a armoire, so you can put like whatever you want inside of that as well. Inside of the chest is a small note that looks like it's been hammered to the top of the chest drawer or a chest lid. Room key uses the same key to lock the chest.
Okay.
As you sort of you said it's perception 13 there, Valhoric.
Passive perception is 12.
12. Okay. Alright, so you're able to go ahead and walk into your room and get ready to rest. What are the rest of you guys doing after Valhoric was the one upstairs?
Probably go to bed too. 'Cause, yeah.
Okay.
I need to.
The life of the party went to bed. There's nothing else to do.
Alright.
Has consistently gotten his ass kicked if we go to bed first. Went to bed,
Yeah.
so we can sleep easy now.
The adults can go to sleep now.
Right.
Yeah.
As the three of you begin to head up to your rooms, anyone have a passive perception of 15 or higher? Okay.
Just investigation.
Okay. You guys all go to your separate rooms and begin to go to sleep. A few hours go by when Valhoric, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
When I get jumped by the gang of sailors in my sleep.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Is it just a straight d20 roll?
I would allow a perception.
Perception, that's a 22.
22. You instantly come to your senses as you get a face full of water, salty in nature, and you hear the sound of the ocean.
Am I on a boat?
You look around and you are on a boat, yes, but it doesn't seem to be moving.
Am I by myself?
You look around as you sort of wipe your face away with the water, and there is the pale orc, as well as 3 other random orcs surrounding you. And he's just holding up a single card to your face.
I love it. Yeah.
And that's where we'll go ahead and take our break for today. We'll be back in just 10 minutes. I have to use the restroom and do some other stuff real quick. So 10 minutes, 45, we'll be back to see how this turns out and what lesson or not Valhoric may have learned.
Lessons are for chumps. This is a story.
So we shall return in 10 minutes. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Hello. Hi. We're back. And we're here to beat up Vahoric. I mean, talk peacefully. As we return, Vahoric, you are face to face with the Pale Orc and a single card that was placed among him.
Sounds about right.
So he sort of looks at the card and looks at you, and just sort of waves similarly how you waved to him as he was walking away.
I give him that big old, like, you got me. Anyway, can I have my cards back?
He places the card. It's wet, so it sticks. Places it on the front of his fists, and he just goes whack, and just right across the face, or at least tries to.
Fair.
And that will hit.
Do I do it?
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as the card is stuck to your face.
All right. Let's see. So I'll take the 4 damage. That's not a problem. But when he hits me, I'm just gonna look at him and go, no, and cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
So it's a dex save, and it's a save for half.
That'll save, so he takes half damage.
All right. Let's see. Oh, come on. Where's my D10s at? Hello?
Hello. Hello. I think there's an emote for that.
Yeah, there is.
That's 9 points of fire damage.
Right.
Save for half. It's gonna be 18. He was just gonna punch me in the face, and I was gonna go.
No.
Fucked up.
You see the his shirts or his skin is up against to get a little red as he's heating up a little bit from that hellish rebuke, and the so what you're gonna do is go back inside tomorrow morning and let everyone know what really happened.
Or you could take me back to land right now, and nothing bad will happen.
Is that a threat?
Promise, my friend.
So is that your choice? Go back to land and nothing bad will happen?
Depends, is it your choice?
You're the one that doesn't cast magic. So you tell me.
You're the one in a precarious spot out in the ocean with someone who you don't know what they can and can't do at this point.
He gets a smirk on his face, and he nods to the other orc sort of standing in the room as he sort of cracks his knuckles and begins to walk away as the 3 other orcs begin just to wail on you until you go unconscious. Not bleeding out, just enough to just drop you to 0. And then they... next thing you know, you wake up in your room.
All right.
You do have a full 8 hours of sleep. You don't wake up
Okay.
at the same time as everyone else does. But you have half your hit dice back, so we'll say 2, and then you have your hit points back, and your spell slots back. The rest of you guys wake up just fine, no issues. You guys do wake up, and Valhoric is at least not awake yet. But the tavern is, or the inn, excuse me, is almost completely full. Just people just destroying breakfasts. You see that the 2 bartenders are running around like crazy, serving up hot meals. What would you guys like to do?
So for the long rest, since I have 2 points of exhaustion, I'll still have 1, right?
Correct. You'll have 1 point left after.
It should, if you click the long rest button on D&D Beyond, it should just do it all for you. But yeah.
Ooh.
You are right. It does.
Ta-da!
I'll just go downstairs. Usual morning routine. Grab some food, grab a drink, sit by myself somewhere.
All right. Conrad?
Yeah. Pretty much the same, prepare my spells for the day. Have Pinota on my shoulder as I come down. It's kind of waiting to see what happens for the day. See if we have to bail someone out of trouble or, get teleported to another city. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Right.
Yeah, I'll prepare my spells for the day as well.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. By that you mean I take my morning dump. And then I will join the party in the lobby.
Perfect. You guys go ahead and sort of, may not just sit next to each other, but you guys see yourself, or see the rest of your parties, besides Vahoric. As you guys finish up breakfast and stuff like that, Vahoric, you do finally awake.
Alright.
Taking the shore, as requested.
Oh, he's planning something for sure.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is the bar pretty much empty in the morning?
Oh
Or
no,
are there
it's
other people?
it's completely open. I mean the bar is, there's more or less people. People aren't drinking, but they're just eating there compared to drinking up there.
Who all's down here right now? Everybody?
Besides Ahork, he hasn't left his room quite yet.
Okay. I'll go sit next to Dowrin and Calred, are you guys sitting next to each other or not?
Probably.
Alright, I'll go sit next to you guys. So we should probably get back to those dwarves
That's what I was thinking.
at some point, right?
I mean, they did bring us here.
Yeah.
For some reason, I assume. Other than just to get us out of that room.
Yeah. But then also, we're not in the mountain anymore, so, the threat of cooperation isn't really there.
Mm-hmm. But we also didn't get paid. So they still
That's
owe
true.
us.
That's true.
I didn't get to look through any of their books. I'm pretty mad about that. Still.
Yeah, I don't know when the next available opportunity will be for anyone to go to that library, so...
I know. See? Now no one gets to learn anything.
Yeah.
Could at least let me have, a minute in there.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even walk by it, did we?
I don't think so. I didn't see it. I would have been looking. So... Something about a vault, just whatever. Here we are. What do you think, Dal? You've been staring at that axe for the past day.
I agreed to help the king. I feel like we should follow through on what we said we would do. Although now that we're not under the mountain anymore, I'm a little confused as to what he wants from us, so maybe some clarification could be good. I was ready to fight those wraiths to the death.
Yeah, I don't know about to the death, but yeah, I would have fought them as well.
So, question, DM.
Answer, player.
Would I be within 120 feet of Mercury at this point?
Not knowingly, but yes, you would be.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast message,
Yeah.
cantrip message,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna send him the message of what happened last night, of who did it, of where I'm at. Hey, I was kidnapped. I'm back on shore, or getting back to shore. The orcs from last night decided to have a party where they punched me in the face repeatedly. It's cool. It's cool. I'll get them back. Just be ready, because this is not going to end nicely for them.
By the way, I apologize if I didn't make it clear. You are in your room.
Oh, I'm in my room?
Yeah. They dropped you off back in your
okay.
room.
Oh, then yeah. Then I'm going to just message,
Yeah.
hey, this is what happened last night. If they're down there, be ready. And message says that you can respond.
I'll just say understood.
Excellent.
And then I'll turn to Dowrin and Conrad and I'll be like, alright, Valhoric might have got us in a problem. I know, not that surprising, but there might be some more conflict today.
Great. Well,
Yeah, he said he got kidnapped. Those orcs beat the crap out of him. So,
I mean, like you said, are you surprised at this point?
no, not at all. Just feel like, transparency. Might be some bloodshed later. I don't know. I just felt like filling you in. It just seemed like the right thing to do.
I'm going to use my disguise kit, because it has the makeup in it,
Yep.
to accentuate my bruises.
And you get a look at it, and you have quite a bit of bruising. You're sore. I mean, you're fully healed, but you are extremely sore from it. Even putting the makeup on, you sort of wince every time you brush it on. But go ahead and roll a deception skill. You can add your proficiency bonus to it.
Oh, I'm an expert in it.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Don't worry about it.
So that's a 24.
Okay. The bruises are how you would like them to be.
Significant and severe.
They are such.
It's like one of your eyes shut. And
Oh yeah. One of my eyes is shut. My lip is swollen way out and split in a massive kind of way. And it's just my nose may or may not be broken, but that's probably makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely, as you sort of tell, you definitely were. It'd be visibly obvious, even before the makeup, that the crap was kicked out of you, and then you had just made it even more so with the disguise kit.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna go downstairs.
No familiar faces in the bar right now, other than maybe the bartenders.
Familiar faces, nothing of the crew that you were looking for, or that he was looking, or told you who was. But I mean, there's familiar faces of people that were here last night and stuff like that. But no one matching the description of those people that you had the issue with yesterday, and now into this morning.
Okay. I guess I'll just wait for Valhoric to come downstairs.
Yeah, I'm headed downstairs.
All right. Valhoric, you can, as everyone sees, and everyone sort of stops what they're doing for a brief moment as they look and see the tiefling at the top of the stairs, bruised and bloody to hell. The sailors sort of keep their business about him. But you can see that the orc bartender just sort of shakes her head in extreme disbelief. As she runs to the back to get something.
Addressing the bar. I'm going to say this once and one time only. You know exactly who I'm looking for. Spread the word. And then I'm going to go and sit down with the goons.
I'm going to smear some of the makeup as soon as he sits down.
Asshole. I'll take a cloth and I'll get rid of the makeup that's there, but it doesn't make that much of a difference.
No, it really doesn't. You think he still even has makeup on, but after he wipes up most of it, you can see on the cloth how much of it was taken off, and he still looks bad.
Did you get my cards back?
Working on it.
How many times did you fall down the stairs?
The equivalent of about 15 minutes worth of getting pummeled by 3 different orcs.
And what did we learn?
That they're about to hurt.
Okay. Let's go back to my book.
A few of the people at the bar begin to finish their drink and their meal, and then begin to leave the bar.
As they're leaving, remember, looking for, you know who I'm looking for. Let them know. Let them know.
They sort of.
Horik, do you know if this guy has kids? I'm tired of making people orphans, man.
I haven't asked. I'll double check. I'll double check before things get too hairy. Anyway, I just sit very, very calmly at the table. Hey, Dal, you want to use that axe? I couldn't hear you if you had said something there.
What?
Do you want to use that axe today? Break it in a little.
What do you want me to use it on?
I'm just crafting and scheming and whatnot, so just making sure you're down.
Oh, yeah. I'm always down for a good fight.
Excellent, thank you. That's pretty much it for me.
Okay.
Do we want to stop by the dwarves, maybe? Let them know we're still here?
That we're about to get kicked out of this town.
I mean, maybe they'll help.
Maybe they'll help, If I roll up with you guys and then 7 dwarf lords and the dwarven king, I told them not to mess with someone who they know nothing about. I like that. I'm down. Let's go talk to the dwarves.
Yeah, the dwarves can kill people.
They can at least look scary while we do it.
Okay.
I mean, are we killing them? Is that necessary?
Maybe.
They didn't
Depends
kill
on-
you. They brought you back, obviously.
They brought me back, but I'm going to say if they die, they die.
I'll go back to my book.
All right. As you guys sort of finish up your breakfast and take your time, you guys heading back to the dwarves?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys go ahead and begin to head towards the dwarves. Talrad, you notice one of the ships is missing. The second wind.
Alright.
I swear, if these guys beat me up and then cut town, I'm gonna be mad.
A few moments go by, and you guys are back into the outskirt of the city, and or town, excuse me, and at this shack. You go ahead and walk in, and the lords are sort of just sitting.
So isn't this an exciting room to walk into?
Yes, we'd like to think so.
I don't know, like the energy you command is fantastic, but you're alive. You're not stuck under the mountain where things are going shitty. So I mean, sure things are bad, but perk up a little bit, guys. Come on.
Yes. So, what happened to you?
Well, playing some cards. I
The-
got cheated.
The king sort of just smiles at that remark.
Playing some cards. I got cheated. Called the guy out for cheating. May or may not have planted evidence to confirm that he was cheating, but that's hearsay, you know. And next thing you know, I'm on a boat, just getting absolutely beaten by a handful of orcs, and now we're here.
Well, I can say it's quite an upgrade for you. Look like you've seen some combat now.
But first off, rude.
Also a good point, I would like to say.
So, do you have do you know what this orc looks like? We could pay him a visit.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to cast message as many times as I need to for everybody in this room to know exactly who we're looking for.
Okay.
You know, just put it all in their heads right there so they don't have to guess or anything.
You got it. Duly noted. So, we were talking earlier, and we have two options, and the king is sort of standing off, continuing to look out the window, and as you guys look out the window, sort of see, it just more or less goes right out to the sea. And one of the lords speaks up. We have two options. One, we go back into the city, try to clean up whatever mess is still there. Or we wait. Don't know for how long, but maybe your knowledge, and he sort of points or like nods over to you, Mercury. Maybe time does heal all wounds.
I mean, for sure you shouldn't go back. I mean, not without an army. And I mean, unless it really is that simple and all they have to do is blow it up to get inside, the vault should be fine, right?
That's what we're hoping.
I mean, you said yourself you haven't even been in there before. And you're the one with the key.
Fair. All right. Well, the king sort of nods a little and shakes his head in disbelief. So that is what we'll do. We'll wait.
I mean, I don't mean to step in here, but no problem has ever been solved by hoping it fixes itself. I'm not saying that we should just go charging in, you know, for glory and whatever, but maybe you should use this time to maybe rally some allies.
Yeah, absolutely.
May or may not know a gentleman.
This thing is. Think back to your predicament just a few days ago when we asked for you to be our allies. How welcoming were you to that idea? Now try taking that on a scale of armies and kings and lords.
So,
So,
I was hesitant because it was just kind of like, hey, this is what you're doing. We tricked you into coming here so that you could fight for us. Which, by the way, great tactic. But you're the king.
I was the king that asked
So-
you to do this as well.
Yeah, but I'm not a dwarf.
No,
Do you
but
see what I'm saying?
I think we'll need allies outside of just the dwarven race, don't you?
I
Oh.
agree.
I would agree, but we're starting small and working our way out. The dwarves, the other dwarves, you should be able to go, hey, I need you, and that's kind of the whole thing about supporting a king, is it not?
It is. I wouldn't consider, like, I just demand them be there and they'd be there. That's the nice thing about being king. I don't have to provide. I mean, I provide safety, I provide resources, but that sort of just comes with the territory, quite literally and figuratively.
yes. Speaking of resources, I'm sure there are other kingdoms of other races that need resources that you have and can supply. Don't you think you could maybe barter a deal since you are a king, able to, use whatever resources are needed?
It's possible. I'm not sure how.
I mean, isn't this your home? Isn't this? Don't you care?
I mean,
Wouldn't you want to get back there?
don't get me wrong. The lack. My hesitation does not mean a lack of care. It just means I'm used to using the resources that I have available to me within an arm's reach. I no longer have those resources.
Well, if you'd like to start...
I look this king
Well,
directly in the eye, and I say, that fancy throne of yours has made you soft.
I'm gonna hype him up. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Here we
You're
go.
just
And
going
I'm
to
gonna go...
stand by while the land of your and my ancestors is just run by wraiths. This is why I don't accept any of your fancy schmancy positions,
Keep it.
because it just takes away from who we really are. There are a variety of dwarves in small towns, in hills, that you can rally, particularly if you're willing to trade and barter with them or provide them with more comfortable living than they currently have.
Let's make a deal.
There's got to be. I know of many villages that I've personally helped that get out of sticky situations from swamp monsters and things that you and your 7 compatriots could easily handle. They need a little bit of training, sure, but you can do it. I don't know why you're sitting here wallowing in self-pity.
Sad as fuck.
I'm gonna put my hand on Valoric and just do one of these. Like, it's okay.
The lords sort of step back at this. Even Lord Valhammer sort of steps back and lets Dalrin say his piece. The Dwarven King, excuse me, sort of. You're right. We'll get some horses and start making our rounds. Dwarven lords, go back to your cities. Tell your armies that we need to prepare for battle. Once. The lords sort of begin to talk amongst themselves. The king sort of steps up loud with thaumaturgy. That was not a request. Go. Your ears ring a little bit as you're ground zero for this thaumaturgy, but he was trying to make a point. As the dwarven lords begin to angrily sort of walk off.
Now we have emotion. Now we can get stuff going.
He looks over to you,
Excellent.
Valhoric. Don't make you have two enemies today.
I understand what you're saying, my king. However,
Valhoric, just
that list is long.
just
I picture that as like Mercury grabbing Valoric by the shoulders and just like trying to walk him out of the room. Just like,
let's
no,
not.
no, you're done. Stop.
If I had silence, I would totally cast.
Dowrin, he does give you a nod and pats you on the shoulder. Thanks, old friend, as he begins to walk out.
Pats me on the shoulder. I just say, whenever you take back the city, I'll be there.
He nods in understanding as he begins to walk out. Take a deep breath as he sort of becomes the king you guys have known. So he turns around and looks at the party. While we're gathering our troops, you guys have an option, and I'm not going to fault you for either option you guys have taken. You can either travel around with us, going from city to city, as we prepare supply and rally outside the city gate, or you can feel free to go take on other adventures, as long as you meet back with us in a calendar month.
Look at Mercury.
town to town.
It's a lot of travel, not a lot of coin.
Coin's kind of the business.
I'm aware, that's why I'm giving you the option.
And great king, you've never traveled in style, but you've traveled with me.
I don't know if you could even afford my tastes, but that's not here nor there. Either way, town to town, it's a bunch of dwarven settlements, and again, they won't have... I can give you free room and board, and food if you need, drink, but a lot of it's
So we
gonna
would be like a recruitment committee, or...
If that, I mean, there's not even much for you guys to be recruiting. The Dwarven Lords are gathering their armies. We just need time for the armies to be able to travel. So, I mean, you're not really recruiting. It'd just be
We just
checking
be
the
following you around.
more or less.
I can see benefit to us being there if you were to go to not dwarven settlements and be like, hey, I have these not dwarves already willing to help. Maybe you could help bolster our numbers, but dwarf town to dwarf town, I don't see us being much help other than a drain on resources.
Well, how about this? I can give you a signet of my people, and you guys can go be representatives on behalf of myself to non-dwarven communities and get the recruitment of the tieflings, humans, elves, whatever you guys see fit.
I mean, clearly they are rallying other races against you, so maybe we could fight fire with fire, metaphorically. And maybe literally. I don't know yet.
Probably literally.
But no, I could definitely make that happen. It doesn't
I'm
come
on.
with a pay increase, but you're at least able to take your own travels as you see fit, and may be able to continue to get the free drink and housing. But other than that, you're sort of on your own travel.
I'm super on
emissaries.
board for this.
Absolutely emissaries for the city under the mountain. Now, all I do ask is we kept our city size a secret.
Oh yeah.
I continue to appreciate that way. What you've seen and what you know is incredible information that could definitely be used against us. So I am pleading and begging for you to keep that information to yourselves.
I'll extend my hand out towards the king, Valuric Silkmoon, Dwarven Emissary, at your business.
He looks around and he takes a hole. It looks like a small black circle out of his pocket. He sort of unfolds it like a giant sheet and places it on the ground as you see this giant hole open up. Inside of the hole is a plethora of different things. There's gold pieces, there's armor, there's weaponry. He sort of climbs into this portable hole and picks up a couple of things. First thing is a set of looks like stone knuckles. Nothing fancy, but they just are more or less hand pieces. Dowrin, please. And on the top of the hands has the king's insignia. These will give you access to whatever you may need as my emissary. I'll also have a document written up to be able to send you guys with. Valhork, and he goes and hands you a rapier. It's rather nice. It has high quality material, but on the hilt of it has the logo for the crest as well.
Okay.
He opens up a small bag, leather bound. He opens it up and hands you a set of robes, Calrad.
God damn it, these dogs.
You see, I hear a wild pack of dogs running off behind you. As Valhork turns around with them, points the rapier at him, yells him to shut up. Yeah, you do see these robes. They are dark black, but there's like little white spots that almost look like stars. But there is a clasp at the top that has a cape to it. But the clasp is the insignia as well as the king of under the mountain. And one last question I have to ask: are you proficient in in heavy armor?
I believe I am. Here, let me check.
Are you war?
War cleric, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yes,
pulls
heavy
out
armor, yeah.
a set of armor, full plate,
Nice.
but it has it looks like the insignia of the king from under the mountain. It has a clasp that have a cape attached to it as well, but behind the insignia it looks like a flame that's ever burning. Please
Nice.
take this as a sign of being my emissaries. Really try to bring whatever resources you guys can, as the city has continued to be in your favor. As you know, we cannot offer gold at this point in time, as we need it for troop gathering and making sure that our economy doesn't crash in our other dwarvish sites, but let them know that there will be goods exchange. There can be service exchange if you guys see the task fit to your capability. You guys will all have title and land once this is returned.
In the city under the mountain?
Anywhere I hold rule.
Okay.
You will have your money, you will have your visit to the library. Whatever it is you seek, you will have. This is going to be a long adventure. This will take maybe a month is just hoping for the best, but whenever we think we are ready, and he goes ahead and hands you guys a dark blue orb, about the size of Vohoric's face or head. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a pretty good size orb. This right here will allow us to communicate, as long as you're on the same plane. We'll have meetings. As you guys can give us progress updates as soon as you arrive to a city, what the representative wants, king, queen, whatever it may be, and then we can go with the details from there. If you guys think we need more time, we need more time. I don't think. Sad it is, the city's not going anywhere, and I don't know if the people that raided it are going to make it their new homes. So if we need additional time, time's on our side until we get the resources that we need, I believe. I know I'm asking a lot, continued on top of what I've already asked of you. But I would sincerely appreciate this good gesture.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you want me to put that orb in my bag? Because it's big.
yeah, because you have a bag of holding now, right?
Yeah.
Probably put it in there.
So obviously you did some gloves.
Yes, you received some stone gauntlets. They have the insignia, the Lord's insignia on them.
Should I identify all these things?
If you would like to.
Yes.
Okay. Give me 40 minutes.
Okay. After the
44 minutes.
After the 40 minutes, they are all. They have some magical residue to them. However, they definitely seem dormant in nature. They don't have any magical effects to them, but you can definitely tell there is some magical residue, at least locked, between each one of these magical items. Or I guess they're currently mundane items that are currently locked behind some barrier.
All right.
And you
So we
said
just-
full plate for me? Sorry?
Yes, sir. Full plate.
We just look cool now.
Yes, you indeed look.
I hand the gloves to Mercury to add to his repertoire.
Sick. Okay, cool.
You have
Thanks.
stone knuckles.
Damn. Look at you over here, Merc.
Special positions I have to turn down to get across the point that Dowling don't give a fuck, but Dowling don't give a fuck.
He sort of just shakes his head. There is no official position with this Dowrin.
Just let him be. It'll be fine.
He doesn't do authority. He doesn't do magic. He doesn't do fun. Those are the things I've learned about Dalrin in my travels.
Playing well then.
As you see fit, to keep a close eye on those knuckles, and if he ever requests them, please return those to Dowrin if he changes his mind.
Of course.
He goes ahead and grabs the portable hole, folds it back up, and puts it back into his pocket.
Kind of shenanigans we can get into with royal sigils.
He goes ahead and writes up a document as well, explaining that you are who you are, emissaries of the King of the Mountain, and what your mission is to be able to provide if anyone requires documentation for you to be certain places.
Gives me total opportunity to tell them I am whoever I say I am. And if I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
The king begins to. We'll meet about a fortnight from today to discuss where our progress is and what we need to look like for planning. Again, I know travel is slow. So again, if you guys honestly believe we need longer than a month, let me know as soon as you guys believe that to be the case.
Do we have any way to get in touch with you over distance like that?
Yeah, we have a.
Pull out the orb.
He
Oh,
points
yeah.
over to the orb. Oh, yes, you were yelling at a pack of
my
wild
bad.
animals whenever
Yeah.
this was being discussed.
That was my fault. Sorry.
It's okay. So please, as you sort of see him look around and begin to head down towards the city, as he sort of walks down, my city is in your hands.
My hands are in your city.
Quite. As he continues to go down further towards the town.
Okay.
So it seems like we have enough time to settle the orc problem. Do we still want to do that?
Yes.
Lunchable too strong.
Lunchable so strong. But yes, we need to settle that. Nobody treats me like they treated me and lives to tell about it.
So our first act as emissary is to start a street brawl in a fishing town.
Wrong. We had prior business that has nothing to do with us being emissaries that was not handled.
Should we make sure that doesn't get confused by onlookers? Not have the sigil of this
Yeah.
dwarven king be brandished while we're
We can't
street
go out
brawling?
and beat people up with royal colors. Obvious.
okay.
See the problem of
we
accepting
can-
official positions.
No, we don't want the public to think official positions are going around beating up random pale orcs.
This is the problem with accepting official positions. You can't just go beat up random pale orcs.
I'm starting to understand your philosophy, sir.
Now, if we could just come around on magic, I think we could be best friends.
I want to make sure to be very clear that I made sure that my name didn't appear in any official documentation saying that I work or am an emissary or am associated with anyone. I don't want it.
Yep, you check all the writing and everything. Your name was left off of it. But yes, you are. It's the 3 emissaries for the Dwarven King and a random dwarf.
I will hereafter be referred to in any formal documentation as a random dwarf.
Yes.
Except for in my book. In my book, you're going to be referred to as Dalran, the hero of all.
Dalran, the people's champion.
Yes, Dalran, keeper of the people's elbow.
I let Calrad handle all the official. He's my documancer. He just handles all that.
Documancer, he's a magician that he's a bureaucrat.
Checks out.
It's just because I know how to write. It's okay.
I mean,
I don't
one
even
of
know
us
how to
needed
read.
to, so.
All right. You guys are sort of staining.
Official documents that say Calrad and his dwarf companion.
That's really all it needs.
Yeah.
Calrad and his dwarf companion. It's like when they were trying to sell a movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like such and such and his chimpanzee friend.
Yeah, pretty much.
as you guys sort of stand and having this conversation, overlooking the city, over the ocean, you can see that there is a storm that is multiple days away, but nonetheless, a storm is brewing. But it is sunny. This weather is nice. It's warm. You guys are just about a few weeks from the fall festival. So it's considered summer right now, but it's about 2 weeks. It will be fall, and then months after will obviously be winter. But it's not too hot, but it is a little toasty under the sun. But you guys are enjoying each other's company. What would you guys like to do now?
I'm gonna head back out to the streets and look for that pale orc. He about to catch these stone hands.
I'll go with him and try and calm him down.
Roll an investigation.
I'm all hopped up on newfound dwarven authority. This kid's gonna get it. Let it be known, kids, crime pays.
I'm gonna try to. I need to find some materials for spells, so I'm gonna try to do that.
A 4. You have no sign of this dwarf anywhere, or this orc, excuse me, anywhere.
I'm gonna hit the streets and start talking to other sailors and see if I can find the guy.
I'll just stand behind him, like holding my plate armor like this, just kind of leaning my head down, just like, yeah, I'm just here, whatever.
Did you don the plate armor?
I did.
Okay.
I have a sweater though. Can I button it up so you can't see?
It would be a
plate?
little difficult over the full plate armor. You may need to get a bigger sweater.
That's okay. That's what I'm doing then.
You got to get like a full plate cardigan or something
Exactly.
like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you eat that cheese, Ian.
Dude, it's the only way you can eat a Lunchable.
Just a block.
Right, just. You go ahead and look around and talk to different sailors around. A lot of them keep their mouths shut for one reason or another. Nope, never heard of him, never seen him, don't know who he is. A couple people who are either brave enough or dumb enough to say anything. It is a orc by the name of Ulrog. And he is a first shipmate of the Second Wind, which is a roaming band of, they like to call them mercenaries, but they are more pirates than other people may like, and a very dangerous and formidable one at that. You definitely get the feeling that he probably does what he did to you for a living, if not worse. But they are a very tight crew, with that white orc being Ulrog. Typically, his name that they keep going by is Ulrog the Enforcer.
Look, you tell him if you see him before I do, he can enforce this. All right. Yeah.
They sort of
Dude's
shake
got
their head
problems.
and smile as they begin to continue working around the streets or walking around or whatever. But it looks like as you look around the different ships, there is no Second Wind here any longer.
I knew they fucking cut out of town. I'm gonna write a story about this guy. He's a chump.
We're not chasing a boat, so if he's not here, shit out of luck, buddy.
Okay. It'll come back around.
Or it won't.
He'll get his one day.
Or you got your ass beat for no reason.
Nope.
What
That's not how this story ends.
what items are you looking for your magical components?
I need some clay. So, and then, or if I can find it, just a sculpted hand. But I can sculpt it myself if I can just find some clay to use.
Let me see. Inside of the general store, it's not a pretty amount, but there is a amount of clay that looks like it's been packaged and traded and bartered off. Which is
Can I
weird
use
being
it,
in a fish
like,
town.
to make stuff?
Yeah. You'd be able to use it. It looks like it's just, not necessarily like it's a block of clay, but it's not like an enormous block or anything. But it looks like it was bartered off in one way or another.
Okay. How much
Uh,
for the clay?
for the clay, oh, are you looking to barter? Or are you looking to just outright buy?
I don't have much to barter with, so yeah, just to buy at the moment.
Yeah, we'll call it even at 3 silver pieces.
Okay. Seems fine to me.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll happily take your 3 silver pieces and put you a cube of clay. It's about the size of a Rubik's cube.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So I put that in my components pat. Well, I spend the next however long it takes me to mold a little, like about 4 of them, 4 little hands,
Okay.
and put them in my components patch.
Okay.
So
You
I
have
have 'em.
4 clay hands. The rest of you, as you're sort of wrapping up your investigation and understanding that Urog, the enforcer, has left the scene, where would you guys like to go? The world is your oyster, as they say.
What's the general like? Do we have a sense of neighboring towns, cities?
They did say that the city under the mountain was 4 days' travel from here. And you guys do know that Valoran is a week travel from the city under the mountain on horseback. Which is the mostly human population. Has obviously other races mixed in, but that is where the current king of the
Can I
land
roll?
is residing.
Can I roll like a history check to see, or maybe I could roll for something else, to see if I have any understanding of like kingdom and like racial relations, so I know like where would be the best place to start asking for help.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll history.
I'll help him with that.
Okay,
'Cause
you
I
have
wanna know
advantage.
Okay. Wow, that sucked.
Or actually, yeah, go ahead and roll as well, Conrad, as there might be a different experience to you.
Okay. I got a 12.
12?
I got a 7 because I rolled a 2. So.
When it comes to relations, Conrad, you don't know a whole lot. Obviously, a lot of the stuff you did read was through books. Something you didn't know about the Dwarf City is that it was under attack multiple years ago from elves and humans, as the Dwarvish king did not want to give up his land for the more or less the entire empire, for the king to more or less rule all of it. That was also hundreds of years ago, so you're not exactly sure what the relations is now between, but a long time ago those two didn't see necessarily eye to eye. But otherwise, other than that, the dwarves were very secluded. They dealt with mostly their own. They allowed merchants to come and go, but it was mostly dwarves' action through the city under the mountain. Mercury, with your 12. Valorant would probably be the next. I mean, it's the largest city on this continent, so it'd be the most likely place it probably should go next. But unfortunately, you're not exactly sure what sort of relations that they have.
Okay.
There's not any like wars or anything happening between the two, but whether or not they're buddy buddy is a completely different story.
Okay. Other than Valorant and the town we're in now, what are the other options?
Yeah, let me pull up my handy dandy map.
Cool.
We should go back to the city under the mountain and see if they have an army we could use.
Good check. Good job.
I mean, they got some wraiths, right?
Yeah.
And
Dude, if we can get the race, if we can get the race together to fight the wraiths, like boom, problem solved. Give me my land.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So the continent you are on is Assel, Ascell is the name of the continent you're on. But there is this the city of Shale. There is a rumored to be a mostly halfling and elvish city in the Jade Forest to the very north. And then there's the Arsenic Isles. Other than that, there is very cleverly called Ice Island, which is a mostly frozen tundra of an island. Mostly Goliaths live over there. It's very mountainous, not very well civilized. Onyx and Spinal, which are islands off the coasts. But other than that, there's then the city of Flint down in the very south.
I vote we go there.
What's the population like there?
In Flint, it is a population mostly of gnomes and halflings. It is a very industrious town, but they do allow obviously other people to come in, but mostly made up of halflings, probably like 75% halflings, like 20% dwarves, and then the rest is just mixed races.
Man, I vote we go there. That sounds fun.
Dwarves or gnomes? You said gnomes originally, and then you said dwarves. So I'm just trying.
Sorry, gnomes.
It's both, right?
Gnomes and halflings. I apologize. It's gnomes and
Oh,
halflings.
oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, they might be able to help us technologically, maybe.
Yeah.
Technologically, they might be able to help us out with fighters. Who knows? You know, I knew this story about a halfling barbarian at one point who just would rip people in half for any sort of anything about their height. Fantastic fighter. Just absolutely absurd.
So did you see this gnome, or did you make that story up too?
I heard it, friend of a friend.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you just make up this friend of a friend?
No, I have other acquaintances outside of you four.
So which one of our friends told you this story?
It was before we met.
Okay.
Also
So you-
rude.
All right. Well, how far to Flint then?
Hold on one second. I'm actually getting ready to send you guys the map.
Oh, okay, cool.
It is a map that I use in a that I've used before, so it does have different names, but I'm just currently letting you know which name is which.
Oh shit! Cool.
You guys are currently where Gold Arch is, the city under the mountain. You guys are to the right of the city under the mountain, right where that cape is. You guys are the first one right there to the left.
Flint is
Oh,
like
wow.
all the
Flint's
way over there.
forever away.
Yeah. It's probably about 2-week travel on horseback. Or actually, no, it's way longer than that. I apologize, because 1 hex is a half a day's travel.
Where's Valerian?
Valerian's Emerald City, up top left.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, we're at which city right now?
We
Cur-
are to the right of
Gold Arch. Gold Arch is the city under the mountain where you guys came from. You guys there. It's not labeled.
Oh right, we're
But
we're
it's-
at Port City right now, right?
Yeah, you're at a port city up to the right of it.
So
I
I,
mean-
want nothing to do with that desert. I'm not gonna lie. So
I mean,
what if
we could probably
Just
sail, right? Given that we're at a port town.
You'd have to go up and around, either above or through the pathways by Valorant, or up and around above the Jade Forest by Onyx and the Moonstone Mountains, and all the way around. But yeah, you could do either one of
Oh, I
those.
see.
I mean, we could just go to Valerian and then go.
Yeah,
You
that
guys could
seems like
also,
we're-
it'd be dangerous for a large ship to do, but the Copper Canyon does have a water ravine that goes through it, through the Gate of Bay.
It seems like the easiest place to start is Valoran. Given where we're at.
Yeah. I think that's the best bet.
Dalaran, I know you're not like an official title holder because you're not about that life, but if you had an understanding of your people, I mean, who would be more likely to help us?
Experience is that most folks are willing to help just anyone as long as you show them you're kind and will take care of them, you know?
Basically, what he's saying is for the right price.
Fair. Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying that our cause is a bit more noble than the enemy's cause. I think that getting good people on our side probably shouldn't be too difficult.
Oh, we can hope.
Yeah, we just need to find like an army of paladins, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Funny you should say that.
Do you have a friend of a friend?
He doesn't
Yes.
have. He doesn't. He just says that. Like we'll say something and there'll be a pause and he'll be like, "It's funny you should say that." It's nothing.
I'm gonna take.
But
I'm gonna take it that he does it a lot. So, all right.
But yeah, Valorant. Do we want to take a boat? Do we want to carry?
Well, I'd rather not walk. So, and we already know that there's ships in town here, or at least I know.
we're down. You know, come to think of it, Merc, I don't think we've ever been on a boat.
Together? No.
Weren't you just on a boat?
No, I'm saying like we've never traveled on a boat together.
Yeah, not together. I've been on a boat before.
Yeah, I was just recently on a boat.
True. Maybe we'll run into said boat.
Ooh. I can't promise I won't sink a boat.
I don't think any of us can make that promise right now, whether it be on purpose or not.
All right. So, Valorant it is. Is that where you guys
Yeah.
want to head off to?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds fine.
How are you getting there?
Via boat.
Via the boats. All right. You guys look into the docks. There's actually quite a bit of boats that have arrived. Since, as you guys were having this conversation and the whole embassy shenanigans.
Is the second wind back at all?
The second wind is not back. But different assortment of sizes. But you're able to see that there are, depending on exactly how you want to proceed, there is definitely a large cruise ships, smaller personal boats, and a little bit of everywhere in between.
So how do we want to handle this? You want me to go hire a boat? Do we want to go as a group? Do we send Dalrin because apparently he's more personable?
I mean, we could just go look for somebody to ferry us there, right?
Yeah?
I mean, you're in with all the sailors, right, Val?
Yes.
Lead the way, buddy.
I'm on it. We're going to head back down to the docks.
Okay. You head back to the docks. You see there multiple ships are beginning to unload product. They each, have someone standing next to the shipment to make sure that no one runs off with the crates and stuff. But large crates are being offloaded. You do see one boat. You see a group of guards, very similar to familiar to some of you as they are the Valoran King's Guard, or not necessarily King's Guard, but guards of Valoran, as they have a couple of people in handcuffs.
Easy. I'm going to go talk to them.
As you sort of walk up to the individuals, these two guards begin to pull their swords slightly out of the hilt. Stop! Don't come any closer, please.
Hey, no problem. When I stop, show them both. No problem. You're from Valorant, yeah?
Aye.
All right. Me and some compatriots are actually looking to hire passage back. Is there someone we could speak with while you're obviously busy?
Yeah, talk to the captain. Captain, he sort of looks over to the other guard. The other guard sort of just shrugs. Jake, I think.
All right.
Human guy, older, about 40.
Captain
Scruff.
Jake Canary.
Maybe.
Got it. And is he aboard the vessel at this time? Or
Yes,
is
he should be in
does
his
come
captain
ashore?
quarters. Last we saw.
All right. Do forgive my millions of questions here. I've only been on a boat once before. Is there some sort of permission needed to come aboard, or do I just go? Like, how does this? I don't want to be rude.
Go ahead and proceed upwards, and just keep your hands to yourself.
Hands to myself, yes, sir. I will head aboard the boat.
Same.
I'm just following at this point.
The group goes ahead and goes onto the ship and heads to. Does anyone have the sailor background by any chance? No?
No.
Go ahead, since you're leading this, go ahead and roll an investigation to see if you can find where the captain's quarters are in this large ship.
All right. Investigation. 17.
17. It takes you like 5 minutes. It's an enormous ship. You get some weird looks from a group of individuals or sailors on the ship that trying to figure out why you're here. They don't really question it. You're not really bugging anyone. You're just looking. Eventually, you get directed to where the captain's quarters are.
Excellent.
The door is it's mostly shut, but it cracked a little bit.
Okay. I'll knock.
You'll go ahead and knock, and when you knock it, come in, please.
Excellent. I open up the door, and with all of my bravado that I can put on, just kind of stride into the room.
Once you sort of come in, you see a gentleman with his feet up on the up on his table, and a couple women in there as well, buttoning the blouses as they begin to leave the room. And he sort of just smiles. Yes, please, go on with your business.
I'm sorry,
At least we know he's in a good mood.
Right? I really don't want to be interrupting, but I was told that you are the captain of this vessel.
I would like to think so.
Excellent, sir. May I introduce myself? My name is Valoric Silkmoon, and these are my compatriots. We were directed to you to hire vessel back to Valoran. As you set back towards there, is that true, or is that just
For the right price, that might be something we can do.
Excellent. And what would your price be?
Obviously, we would include food and drink for this trip, but cup it at 50 gold.
50 gold? We'll turn around to the rest of the group. Just 1 second, sir. 50 gold? Is that good? Can we do
I have nothing. Literally zero.
Tired of bankrolling you.
I have like 4 copper pieces I just made from selling some baskets I made in like the town square.
I have some gold, but I don't want to pay all of it for everybody. How much do you have?
I have some gold if we're keeping our monies to ourselves.
Okay, I have 24 gold. You happy?
I have... How much do I have? I have 90.
Oh, well then.
Oh, well, yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Cap.
I'm down to go halvesies.
I can't go. I'm not paying all of it. All my money.
One thing is for sure, I'm not paying anything.
Yeah, because you're broke. Anyway, fine. Yes.
I'll give you 10.
Perfect. Yes, then 50 is a fair price.
Perfect. He goes in and takes his coin purse and throws it on the table for you to fill.
All right, I will drop 40 in there.
And I'll drop my 10.
Okay. He goes ahead and sits up and grabs the coin purse, gives it a kiss, and puts it back in his pocket. All right, we set sail tomorrow at 0600.
Excellent. Perfect time. Great for sailing.
I'll spend the rest of the day selling baskets.
Perfect. You go ahead and make a total of 2 silver from making baskets and selling them throughout the
Someone
day.
must have bought one of my higher end pieces.
Of course, of course.
I would like to go somewhere in the square and try to make a little money telling stories.
Roll a performance for me.
You got it.
The other 2, what are you guys doing while sort of...
I would like to go find a sweater big enough to cover my plate mill.
It's a big ass sweater.
It's a huge sweater. Why not just put it under your plate mail?
No, because so it's like I can cover.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Official.
You could use you could attach a cape to it.
Nah, sweaters are
cloak.
cooler.
Okay.
Okay.
My
So
guy's got
yeah.
stuff.
Just a bulky sweater.
It's just this big, like,
Yeah. It makes me look bigger too.
Yes. Swole even.
I got a mod 20 on my performance check.
Okay. You make out with 1 gold or 10 silver pieces.
Make out with those silver pieces.
You go ahead and find you a sweater that will fit to the size. It will cost you 4 silver pieces, as they have to make it for you. They have to attach multiple sweaters together to be able to fit over this giant plate mail chest piece that you're wearing.
He doesn't have any money.
That's awkward.
So, question:
Yes.
Can I
Okay.
offer them
Okay.
my old shield for it?
They will happily accept your old shield for this cloth sweater.
Hell yeah.
You just made a bad deal, dude. You're never allowed to shop alone.
Well, I mean, I have a shield of arrow catching now. I don't need 2 shields.
Plus, he's a cleric, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Bad deal.
last but not least, Cowrad, what would you like to do during this downtime?
I'm just reading. I don't need to do. I'm just hanging out, petting my cat. I don't know. Maybe I'll get bored and try to find, maybe ask the captain if I could read some of his personal library, if he has one. Other than that, just hanging out. Probably
Just
trying
read
to
his,
ignore the seasickness I will probably eventually get. So
You can read all his logs about the women he sleeps with.
There we go. Captain's log, 842.
captain's log about the captain's log. Got it.
Exactly. All right. So each of you take your day. Do you guys return back to the inn to sleep, or you guys just go ahead and sleep on the boat?
I'm gonna go ahead and sleep on the boat.
How many days did we have covered at the inn? With the gold again.
They sort of didn't ask. They just sort of assumed it was a. We will tell you when we're done with the rooms.
Oh, you know what?
yeah,
Screw that.
first
Then I'll
room.
stay at the inn.
I got so engrossed in all the books that I forgot that we haven't left yet. So I'm just gonna sleep on the ship by accident.
Dalmer, what about yourself?
Oh, I'll be at the inn for sure.
Okay. All right, so the 3 of you go ahead, rest, and awaken. When you guys wake up, it's still extremely early in the morning. Most of the different crews and stuff like that aren't actually inside. They're actually in the process of walking out the door and going and working on their ships, making sure that they're getting ready for the day. It seems pretty normal for people to get up extremely early to try to make sure they take whatever sunlight they can get while sailing. But the orc bartender looks over to you guys. You guys are up early? With some breakfast before you head out for the day?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. A few moments go by and you guys get a bowl of, not exactly sure exactly what it is. It looks like some stew of some kind.
Can I make a check to see if I know what it is?
Sure. Go ahead and just roll straight intelligence.
Oh God. 10.
10. It's probably just a leftover. It's like a meat stew. So probably like leftover meats and stuff that they did from like the day prior. Just chopped it up, put it in a stew.
Okay, so it's not like some gross leftover or like diseased stuff.
Probably it doesn't. I mean, it's definitely leftover. You can see like chunks of.
But not to like a dangerous.
No,
extent.
not anything dangerous or gross.
Yeah, I'll eat mine.
Yeah.
As you guys are sort of eating, it's the first time that the bar itself has actually been open. You guys are able to eat up there. So she was like, "So, you guys gonna be around for a few more days? I just didn't know how long you guys were gonna be around, or when I can expect to see the room keys back, so we can begin to give the rooms." Oh, okay, back.
Yep,
Perfect.
there you go.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the human fellow, do you have his key as well, or?
Oh, he stayed on the boat.
We'll get it back to you.
Yeah. We'll be back later.
Perfect. The orc sort of leans into you guys. Also, Ulrog comes around here about once every 3 to 4 months. You didn't hear it from me,
Okay.
though.
Thank you. That is very good information.
Just remember who told it to you.
Oh, yeah.
And the gnome sort of steps up. So, working for a king you are, yes?
Yeah? It's crazy. One day you're telling stories, getting in bar fights. Next day you're working for royalty.
Well, in your case, it'd be the same day.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's quite a task. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Now, out of curiosity, you know our job. Like, you know who we work for.
I mean,
Would you know anybody around to maybe be willing and able should the sound call to help the king out of the mountain?
maybe the fellow dwarves. They were very to their own kind, if you will. Not necessarily racist by any means, but they had a bad knack of holding up if everyone else was calling to their need.
Makes sense. Like, I don't agree with it, but you live in a mountain. What's a safer place to be, right?
I'm just saying, if he turned down the help when other people asked, it may be difficult to return the favor.
So he's turned down help in the past, then.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So
that's rumor. That's rumor. Allegedly.
I haven't done much research into my current employer in this regard, so
You went from absolutely to allegedly pretty quick there.
true. I want to insight check this guy.
Yeah.
Ow. I'm throwing dice around.
What an animal.
Actually, it's a 19.
19. He seems to be telling the truth. He may have said, absolutely in one regard, but he's trying to be respectful to the king and to the people he now employs. It's definitely some backpedaling, but he means well by it. He's just trying not to end up on a chopping block or something.
Okay. I mean, don't have means of carrying out any sort of nastiness for him. That's for sure, and I'm not even that kind of guy.
Yeah, we're all good people here.
Right, of course. So, anything else I can help you find people with before I go back and start cleaning?
You could, and this is a good one. You could just give me 1,000 gold. Yeah, I'm joking.
Your 15 gold's
I'm
more
blessed.
money than we've seen in probably 5 years.
Damn.
How about this?
As
make a
he
deal.
sort of says that, you see the orc just sort of like kick him a little bit, like shut up.
So then let's make a deal. A little bit of a barter, a little bit of a bet. I have in my possession at the moment 50 gold. You win. You get my 50 gold.
Let's think about this maybe.
I win. I get the tavern.
No deal.
Yeah, but
I'm joking. I thought we were having a good time. Come on.
nope,
Okay,
nobody
come on.
benefits. What are you doing?
Yeah. Everyone benefits. If I lose, he gets 50 gold. He just said 15 gold was more than they'd seen in years.
But then you don't have 50 gold.
Okay, then I make 50 gold back. I'm sorry. Excuse my compatriot here. He's very cynical.
I mean, he's
Never
not
mind.
too far wrong, but this inn has been in my family for hundreds and hundreds of years. So it would take more than gold pieces to give this over.
Well, thanks for letting us stay.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish my food.
Thanks for the coin. Yeah. So, where you guys heading off to then? Back under the mountain?
Yup.
By ship.
Definitely heading back under the mountain.
And let's see.
Ah, makes sense. Makes sense.
You know, all the bad guys, gotta go stop them. Definitely going to the mountain.
What bad guys?
We may
Just
have
there's the guy, and he did a thing, and I'm not happy about it. You know, bad guys. Simple.
I guess that's fair.
So
Definitely.
it's pretty much
gets
like
you
how
high.
the other night Urag beat the crap out of me. That pretty much happened to Mercury here a couple weeks ago, back under the mountain.
Oh yeah, dude, just got my ass beat.
Just wham, wham, over and over and over again. He's slammed
Well,
into
I
a
mean-
bar.
It wasn't. I lost. We don't need to go into it.
Ah,
It
dude,
wasn't-
you lost. It was so bad.
It was.
Into the bar, getting your head slammed in a door. I'm surprised that you were still conscious after that.
All right, there was no fight. There's people in the mountain. All right. Okay.
Wow. Whoa.
What kind of people?
Like dwarves, obviously.
Right. I'm stop asking. I'm gonna go clean. Enjoy your guys' day. Be safe. Sort of just throws his hands in the air and just walks away.
I turned to Valoric. She's like, dude, what the fuck? You told him everything.
I told him everything. You told him everything.
Unbelievable.
Ah, real smooth, man. Real smooth. And I'm gonna get up and leave.
Well, now they know dwarves are in the mountain. Good job.
The orcish bartender just sort of laughs as she collects the keys and collects your guys' bowls as you guys walk away. You guys have just a few more moments before the ship is getting ready to take off. You can hear people shouting on the ship as you guys climb aboard. And you guys are in the process of taking off.
Wait, we have to
yes.
bring the key back.
Oh, that's right. Who's
Or
running?
we could leave without him. It's fine. Just have a room key. Yeah, that's
You know,
better. That's better. Let's just
We'll
leave.
be back. We'll be back in like 3 to 4 months because
Yeah.
Urag's gonna be back in like 3 to 4 months.
I can just send Pinota to drop it off.
And how's Pinota gonna get back on the boat?
Like this. and then I spend an hour and just summon her back.
Hey, Doran. What do you think that is?
Cat.
Yeah, but he just disappeared the cat and then remade the cat.
Actually, I
That
can change the form too.
is the same. I'm confused. Do you not know what a cat is?
He lacks object permanence, I think.
Me or Doran?
Both.
No, obviously the cat left and came back, and then I wink at Val.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
driving
mean,
me nuts,
it
man.
has legs. It left and then it came back. I don't know.
Yeah.
How though? We're on a boat.
Oh, actually, I can just make it disappear and reappear, so it's fine. I don't even have to spend an hour. It's just an action. 6 seconds.
So as this cat's just blinking in and out of existence, explain this stuff.
What do you mean explain this? I've seen creatures do weirder things than that.
Okay,
It's completely natural.
but have you seen a cat do this?
Yeah. Pinoto does it all the time.
It's true.
Okay. You said that you can change Pinota's form.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes an hour and 10 minutes, but yeah.
Okay. To prove a point, to settle this that magic is a thing, can you do that in front of our friend here?
If he wants to sit here for 70 minutes, sure. Can do that.
I'll stubbornly sit down and wait.
I will start the ritual. And like burn the incense and stuff, and then I don't know, change her appearance into a hawk. Just make it easy.
Nice.
Darren, do you sit there and wait 70 minutes for this ritual to complete?
Yeah, I'm hanging out with my friends.
Right, as you sort of see Pinota the cat turn into Pinota the hawk after the 70 minutes.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, there you go. Boom, a hawk.
That was a cat.
Well, no, it'll physically, you'll see it just and then turn into a hawk. So
And
How does this not make sense to you?
it makes perfect sense to me. That's a hawk. I don't understand what's
How-
magical about a hawk.
It's a hawk that used to be a cat.
Well, where's the cat then?
It's the hawk.
So?
Oh my god, if this is gonna be the whole boat ride, I'm just gonna jump over the edge right now.
Look, let's say, for the sake of argument, that
Okay.
your precious magic exists. Why on earth is it even useful? I know people that can wrangle a hawk in less time than we've been sitting here.
That's not the point of the fact that it's a hawk now.
It's always
point
been a
of it.
hawk.
while they're having this conversation, I'm gonna turn her back into something.
Now the hawk is gone. I don't understand.
Okay, fine. What about this?
I just don't get what's so magical about that. What'd you do?
Mage hand. Boom. This little floating blue hand. What is this?
That is a hand.
Okay. And what else about it do you notice?
It's a hand. I don't.
What is it disembodied and floating
So?
and blue?
And?
Magic.
What? Look, here's my hand. Look at it. Whoa, magic.
It's not just a bug. It's not floating. Fine.
So-
fine.
So if I chopped my hand off and threw it into the air, it is magic.
I mean, to someone.
Great. I am also a magician. This is great. Let's do that more.
I'm gonna cast message, and in Dalrin's head, just all right. I'm not moving my mouth, and you're hearing what I'm saying. Magic.
I
Oh.
ignore it.
You're not quite sure if the message went through.
Don't you ignore me in your own head?
Is there a place in the boat I can like go like watch the like horizon line or something like that?
Yeah. You go either to the main deck, or you can just go into one of the other rooms down here.
I'll probably just go to the deck.
Okay. You go to the deck while they're having this very intriguing conversation about magic for the 80th time in the last 4 days. You look over the shoreline as you begin to see the sun rise. As you get closer and closer throughout the day, you can see that the storm is getting closer and closer as well. The trip from the port city that you came from to Valoran is 8 days to get there by ocean or by boat. So it's going to take some time, but you have some time to burn to get there. But you get soon, in probably the next couple days. It's going to be a pretty bad storm that will be hitting. As you look over and begin to head throughout the day. As you guys get through the first couple hours of this boat ride, the captain does his rounds. Hi, can I, you guys doing all right down here?
I'm doing fine. My friend here is obviously having an aneurysm if he does not understand the basic concepts of the fact that magic exists. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. How are you today, Captain?
My friend has a third hand that can't really do anything and thinks that he's the most magical being.
I'm gonna have my mage hand smack Dalrin.
It's a very light smack.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's like less than 5 pounds, but it's just like, stop.
A small pat on the face.
I walk up and smack you in the face, and I go, which one hurt?
The captain's sort of eyes go wide. Right, I'll leave you to whatever it is you're doing down here.
I'm probably up top letting Pinota get used to her new raven wings.
Ooh.
So,
Squaw!
Yes. Squaw.
Turn down for squaw.
Yeah.
turn down for squaw.
Squaw!
Thanks. Magic. You guys go ahead. Take the better part of the day. If you guys want to do anything throughout the day, just let me know. It is getting closer and closer to the sun setting. You guys are beginning to now see, from this point, you could see the beginning of Copper Canyon, as well as the mouth of the Amethyst Sea, and the entrance to Nice Grove. You guys go ahead and get you a full 8 hours of rest as the ship obviously continues to go. The next day, it's all very calm for the most part. No like loud screaming or anything like that. Just more or less just calls from the crow's nest down to the captain. Just normal ship handling. You do hear a call or someone in common yell, "Hey, the storm should be here, probably this time tomorrow. So make sure that we're all ready for whatever this storm is going to bring." And you do
I
hear.
say, don't worry, Valhork he'll divert the storm with magic.
I don't have that kind of magic.
The couple of the sailors sort of like, yes, fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't have that kind of. Oh, what the hell, man? I don't have that kind of magic.
You don't have any magic.
Savage.
Damn, son.
I'm gonna go ahead and take 2d4 of psychic damage.
Damn. Roll for devastation.
Roll for devastation. Go find Conrad. Stauden's being mean to me. At least he won't talk to me and he'll just play with his bird cat.
Hey, it's not a bird cat. It's a raven now.
Cat bird, I'm sorry.
I'd imagine that you all have to commiserate all the time about how annoying it is, and I just...
But yep, still not on the magic thing. I don't know what's going on here.
I literally healed him with magic. I don't...
Yeah.
I touched him, and he did not die because magic.
Well, I mean, you could just be like a good surgeon or a doctor, right? Like,
You're even starting not to believe in magic anymore?
no, I'm just saying there are avenues in which you could jump through hoops if you wanted to.
There, see, now you're starting to make sense.
I mean, I clearly use magic though, so I'm not on your side.
The next about half day passes. You guys are about to pass one of the entrances to Nice Grove as you guys get ready to go into the Emerald Sound. And those of you who have not been through the Emerald Sound, which I think is all of you have not been through here yet, from the opening of this avenue would be, it sounds like someone is singing. Just from the way the wind blows between both sets of cliff sides. It just sounds like someone is beautifully singing something. As you guys go ahead and get ready to go to sleep, you guys begin to hear the crackling of thunder. As you guys do find that the storm is finally beginning to rapidly approach. You guys are able to get some really good sleep, but you guys are all woken up by a loud thunder crash, pretty close by. You guys can also hear the sound, even though you now can hear the downpouring rain above you, as the high winds also overtake. But the high winds almost make the volume of the singing you guys heard the prior night before sort of magnify. I need everyone to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, natural 20.
Hey,
Nice.
Same, so that's a 25.
hey.
I got an 18.
7.
What did
Magic
you get
must suck when you
total?
can't use it.
What was your total there, Calrad?
20.
Okay,
I don't have any
cool.
charisma.
Everyone besides Dal, you can continue to hear the singing. Dal, you hear a voice beckoning you to come to the ship, or to the top of the ship. You guys all see Dal sort of sit up, look around, and then begin to walk up the ship, walk up the stairs to the ship.
Dal? Hey, Dal?
Dal, where you going?
Nothing. He's just gonna.
Just
I mean, does
continue
he
to
just,
walk.
like, rain all of a sudden, guys? Should we? I mean, he can take care of himself clearly. I mean, but
I don't like this.
Same. That seems mad sketchy. I'm gonna follow him.
All right. Um,
I'm gonna sigh and then I'm gonna get up and follow Valhoric.
all right. As you guys begin to continue going, in the as the sun is beginning to sort of rise off in the distance, you can see there's storm clouds just surrounding you. But flying through the clouds, you can sort of see something. You can't really tell what it is. But most of the crewmen have fallen under whatever trance Dowrin is also on.
That's not good.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
How do we want to handle this?
I'm gonna go up to Dalrin and I'm going to slap him in the face.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to Dalrin
He's pretty zonked.
and I'm gonna try and take his axe.
1 second.
1 moment, please.
Okay. Proceed.
Okay.
All right, you go ahead and take his axe.
Do I have to roll for that or no? Okay.
Nope. He seemed to be stunned in the middle of not being able to do anything.
Can I roll like an Arcana or a History?
Yep, you can definitely roll
I
whichever
know.
one,
What's going on?
and let me know which one you roll.
Arcana, and it's a 19 total?
19. You've heard of tales and stories of this, of sailors at sea being raptured by a siren song.
And have I heard any remedy? Or
Mostly being cut with a feather of a siren will typically break the song, or being knocked unconscious.
Would this song make me view my compatriots as hostile if they, I don't know, for instance, slap me in the...
No, actually, you are considered stunned at the moment.
Cool.
So no reaction to me taking the axe? All right, I'm gonna put the axe back. I'm gonna be like, all right, this is bad. He's not wigging out.
we need rope. We need stuff to keep them on the ship.
Is
this
there
moment.
slacked rope on the boat around us on the deck?
Yeah, there's spools and spools of rope.
All right. So what do we need to just tie them to something, or?
Yeah, let's just tie everybody to the mast.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just start like kind of sheep herding people towards the mast.
Okay. As you begin to herd them towards the center mass, you're looking at it, and it's roughly about 20 sailors, as well as Dalrin, sort of just tied up.
And this is just sailors. The captain's not here.
Captain is among them.
Fuck. Okay.
Damn, everybody got got. I don't know how to sail.
I don't know how to sail either.
We'll figure it out as we go.
Exactly. As you look up above, you can see that there are 2 winged beasts sort of flying above you. And as you see the shadows of them sort of flying, but from beyond the lightning crashes and the thunder, you can definitely hear the noise and the songs are originating from those 2. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Right.
Even me?
Even you.
Even me?
What is that called?
All right, I got mine.
Hold on 1 second.
one.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. Conrad.
I got a 7 total because I rolled terribly.
Nice. Bahort.
Excuse me. 19.
Nice. Mercury.
19 as well.
Nice. And last but not least, Dalrin.
12.
Okay. All right. Valric or Mercury, whoever would like to go first, may go first.
Oh, do we have the same decks?
I've got an initiative of +3.
Okay, so
You go
Valric
first.
can go first.
Okay. Looking through the sky, I can see the 2 flying things, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then, let's see. Okay, then I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Insinuation on them.
Okay.
So, let's see. Target must succeed a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw or be incapacitated.
Also, Dalrin, I'm not sure if you have a point of exhaustion left on your sheet, but it's saying so on D&D Beyond, and you should not.
I thought we had level 2 exhaustion. And then after, because we got a long rest.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
I've got multiple long rests.
It's been like 8 days or something. So.
It's been a couple.
He's been not sleeping every night on the boat just
Exactly.
to maintain that one.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to make baskets so we can get from place to place. We're running out of gold.
Yep, that's
You're
true.
running out of gold.
They
Man, out of
succeed on the saving throw.
Damn it. Then part 2 on. Oh, that sucks. For bonus action, I'm going to cast Mind Thrust. I
Okay.
really just took that spell because I liked the name.
Yeah.
Propel a lance of psychic disruption into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw of DC 13.
Did not succeed that one, fam.
Yeah, on a failed save, target takes 3d6 psychic damage.
Do it to him.
And there's a couple other things that go along with that, and that is 12 damage. And it can only take the dash or disengage action on its next turn.
Oh. Okay.
There we go.
Awesome. Next up is Mercury.
So you said there's 2 of them, right?
Yep.
Okay. The one that Valhoric just attacked, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Okay.
15 to hit.
Misses, goes wide.
Cool.
Bonus action?
Um,
Ooh, I forgot you have a clock wizard.
Oh,
yeah,
so I can just go again.
we'll see what this time does. Yeah, you just roll, and whatever it is, you just take it. So
Yeah, it's worse.
okay, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Bonus action.
Bonus action, I will cast Spiritual Weapon. Or is it bonus action to use it?
It's an action to cast it, bonus action to actually use it.
Okay, never mind. That's my turn.
Cool. Dalrin, at the end of your turn, make a charisma saving throw.
Two.
You are still stunned.
Jeez.
As the one that you guys are flinging spells at goes towards you and takes the dash action to fly right towards you and land on the ship. As you land on the ship, a beautiful woman with wings, winged feathers, or feathered wings, excuse me.
Each feather has a wing.
Exactly. Land, but it is again an extremely beautiful person, sort of standing out with long claws. Weirdly enough, this music sort of works for it, but and that's their action. The next one will go ahead and do the same thing. Actually, take a dash action, so that way they can land on the ship. So now you see these two, and their wingspan is huge. As they sort of just take up, both of them side by side, sort of their wingspan take up the whole length or the width of the ship. As they just have smiles on their face. Next up is Conrad.
All right. How close are they to each other?
They are within 5 feet of each other. And 15 feet away from Valhoric and Mercury.
Okay. So, out of my bag of components, I'll take a small dropper and drop a little piece of water, like a little drip of water into the palm of my hand, and make a few passes, and then cast Ice Knife and throw it at the one that we've been trying to hit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Ice knife.
That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so the target will take 1d10, and then they both have to make a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 damage.
What's the DC?
13, I believe. Yeah.
The one you hit with it succeeded. The other one did not.
Yeah, I rolled really bad on that damage. So 1 piercing damage, and then the other one's going to take 6 cold damage.
Oof.
And then I will go behind something.
Of course, Dalrin isn't in his right mind to see all this magic happen.
What magic?
Of course.
Beats headphones on, and I'm just like jamming it.
Next up, Valhoric.
All right, we're back. Hi. Okay. I am going to step up and take a swing at it with my new rapier that I have so lovingly named Mountain's Peak.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to use that. I'm going to step in and go for a stab.
Do it.
Doing it. As a 21.
That hits.
Hell yeah. And then we've got D8 plus 2. And that's 9 damage.
All right. As the thrown ice knife sort of hits them and then sort of spreads some cold, you run up and stab into it, and it makes a good pierce.
Nice.
Next up, not
I was
Valor,
gonna
Mercury.
bonus
Yeah.
action.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. That's my fault.
Yeah, but bonus action Bardic Inspiration for Mercury.
Mercury, you have a bonus die to use.
So you can add a d6 to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Oh, sick. Okay.
For 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes, so don't use it all in one place, but at the same time, that's
Use
like
it all in
a
one
million
place.
rounds of combat.
Literally.
Okay. Bonus action. I'm gonna cast Divine Favor,
Okay.
and then I will attack the one closest to me.
And remind the folks at home what Divine Favor does.
Oh, sorry. Your prayer empowers you with Divine Radiance. Until the spell ends, your weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on hit.
There we go. Awesome.
Okay.
Gonna roll to hit. I'm assuming you're ganging up on the same one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be 15 to hit.
Misses, goes wide.
You can Bardic.
You can Bardic if you want.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Add that d6.
It's a 1.
So 16.
That hits.
Hey!
Hey, I got you, BB.
Literally the bare minimum. Okay.
That's all I'm here to do.
What the fuck? This dice is over. So that's 3 damage for that.
Wait,
Even
what do you
with
roll?
your D4,
What do you mean?
don't you get a D4 extra too?
For radiant damage?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was like, hmm?
Literally just did that. Jeez, this game does not want me to do damage.
Me neither.
It's going to be 5 total.
Hey.
And then, as a war priest, whenever I use an attack action, I can use a bonus. I already used bonus action. Never mind.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, my turn's up.
Okay. Dalren, at the end of your turn, make a charisma saving throw.
You can do it.
I believe in you. I should have given him the Bardic Inspiration.
14.
14. You're still charmed. Sorry, friend.
Oh.
Even though you are tied up, you're beginning to hear a voice pull you towards the edge of the boat.
Not like that.
Even though he's tied up?
Yeah, I mean, he's tied up, but like you can visibly see he's trying to mindlessly
Okay.
walk towards the end of the boat.
Just walking in place right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Next up is Thing 1 and Thing 2. The siren that took the cold damage will go ahead and make a swipe at Mercury. Ooh. 19 to hit.
That misses.
Oh my goodness. Exactly. Okay. These claws go right past you and sort of sink into the floors behind you. The other siren is going to go ahead and go and make a swipe attack at Vahoric.
As they square up, I'm gonna call him a chump.
They hit you with a 16, baby?
Like a chump.
Is
Yeah,
that okay?
16 to hit. Only chumps wouldn't hit on a 16.
Right, real talk.
That's why I had to give the +1 to Mercury there.
You take 13 points of slashing damage.
Holy.
Jeez.
What is going on?
As you call it a chump, it sort of digs its claws into you and release.
That puts me on 3 health, gal.
Well,
Maybe you shouldn't have called it names.
Whoa. That's a lesson we can learn.
lessons are for chumps.
It's true.
Chumps are for lessons.
The first one you guys have been hitting on is bloodied, by the way.
Okay.
Next up is Kyrad.
Alright, so I'm going to pull out one of those crafted little clay hands and, like, get within 30 feet. And then just kind of slide it out there like a Ghostbusters trap below the one that got hit with cold.
Uh-huh.
And then a giant, it, like, basically bursts out into a giant stone hand and tries to grab that one. And they need to make a strength save.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sick.
And again, he's here not to see magic.
He's over there dancing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
The siren yells back from a
Come
distance.
and get your love.
What? What? I see you are also a TikToker. A 9, so I'm pretty sure that fails.
All right, so they take 2d6 and they're restrained, and then I can use an action each turn as long as they're restrained to do 2d6 more damage.
Ooh.
So that is 9 damage. As
A
it squeezes,
big damage. Big damage.
Anaconda squeeze.
and they're restrained, so advantage against them, I believe.
Yep, attacks against them have advantage.
And then I think they have to use their action on their turn to break out.
And that's just a strength check.
Yep,
Okay.
same one that they did.
Cool. Top of the round, Valoric, you have a gashing wound in your chest.
It's me, dog. So since the other one that we've been fighting is restrained now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to cast Insinuation on the siren that just gashed me pretty good.
Okay.
So make a whiz save DC 13.
It succeeds barely, unfortunately. Sorry, fam.
Wasting spell
It
slots
rolled a
over here.
13 plus 1.
I'm mad about it.
I'm mad about it for you.
Dude. Alright. Then kind of have to do it bonus action healing word on myself.
Alright, go ahead and roll 1d6. Or 1d4, sorry. Healing word.
I'll take a d6.
Psych.
Super healing word.
You got this.
Oh, thank God. We're getting 7 back.
Hey. Alright. Next up is Mercury.
Okay. So the one that's not restrained is the one that we've been hitting more, right?
Correct.
Okay. How many spell slots do I have?
4. Actually, don't know.
All right. I will use inflict wounds.
Ooh. So describes what happens as you run up and cast inflict wounds on this person.
Yes. 16 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. Oh. So that's going to be 23 damage.
Cool.
Describe what you do as you suck the life out of every last bit of this siren and kill it.
Stepping in front of a Horic, I'll hold my shield up and I'll like throw out a punch, but as I go to make contact, I'll put my hand on her chest, and then just red energy will just shoot straight through her chest.
The red energy sort of shoots through, and you see there's a red handprint on the middle of her chest, where there is no muscle, no skin. It went straight through the chest. Dowrin, you are no longer charmed. As the siren just falls straight forward.
What the? Am I still tied up?
You are indeed still tied up.
I just yell, "What the fuck?"
We got you in a second. Be cool.
Hey, look, magic.
Next up, or do you have a bonus action you'd like to do?
No, I'm gonna hold on to that. Actually,
Okay.
no, I'm done.
All right, Dowrin, you are awoke. You are tied up. You could use your action to try to untie or break through the ties of the rope. If you want to go ahead and roll athletics.
I want to get out of these.
Roll that fatty athletics
Or acrobatics.
or acrobatics, but I feel like you might be more.
12.
12. Yeah, you sort of use your action, you break out of the rope as everyone else is sort of, or half the other people are not stunned anymore as the captain also awakens and is trying to frantically undo the rope.
What do I see?
You see a siren fall with a smoldering handprint after Mercury just destroyed one of these sirens as the siren falls over. You do see another siren that is grappled up in a hand, a stone hand, just trying to figure out how to get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm so confused. I come out of this thing and I break free and I'm just confused. I'm like, ow. And I just look around and I'm in my turn. Well, I guess I had to make this. Well, I didn't make a save this time. But
No, you didn't have to. Okay. Siren 2 is going to go and try to use her action to try to break free from the hand.
Strength. DC 13.
Unsuccessful.
All right, that's another 2d6.
Oh,
wait,
so
never
whenever
mind.
they fail or whenever your turn?
It's on my action.
Okay,
I have
cool.
to use an action. Forgot.
I was like, oh, this thing's even stronger than I thought.
Yeah, this spell seems freaking dope.
Insane.
It's a level 2 spell. So
It better be dope.
Right. Right now, it better be dope. All right, it's Siren's turn. Calrad, it's your turn again.
yeah, I'll just squeeze it up. Squeeze. Another 9.
Oh my god.
Rock beats flyer.
Ah,
Now we know.
now we know. And it is officially bloodied as it's beginning to panic and try to look for a way out, but cannot seem to break out of the grasp of this rock hand.
It's Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, by the way. If anybody's curious.
I like that spell.
Vahoric.
Hey, that's me. I'm just gonna stroll over to it. I'm gonna pull my other rapier, so now I have one in each hand, like a badass. Because, why would you ever need to wield 2 rapiers at the same time? But, taking the attack action, I'm gonna swing the first one. That's gonna be the mountain's peak.
You get advantage because it's restrained.
Hell yes. Well, that's gonna be a nat 20 up at the advantage. That's on the first one. Do you want me to roll because I was going to attack with the offhand also?
Yeah,
Do you want me
go
to
ahead.
roll the other one right now?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. And then that is a 16 to hit with the offhand.
That hits as well.
Alright, so then...
So for the offhand, so go ahead and roll damage for the crit and add your strength,
Okay.
and then
Are we doubling dice or just
yep,
doubling?
you can double dice, whatever Double dice is
Okay.
fine.
So that's 15 damage for the crit.
Okay. And then you go ahead and add your damage for the offhand. And your offhand doesn't get your dex unless you're 2-weapon fighting, I believe.
Yeah, and that's another 3 damage from the offhand.
Okay. Double stabs. Next up is Mercury.
Holy crap. This smells awesome.
This thing's restrained, right?
It is. It has being filled with a bunch of holes from a dual-wielding needle poker.
Okay. I will move forward, and I will swing with my axe.
Go ahead and swing. You have advantage.
Okay. Wow, that's fucking miserable. 10.
That goes wide.
With
you actually
advantage?
You smack into the rock hand. Nothing happens to the rock hand, but it definitely doesn't make contact with the bird.
I rolled a 6 and a 2.
Oh, gosh.
Yikes.
Ah.
Dowrin, you're up.
There is a clear enemy now.
There is.
Is it luck?
You
Yes.
have engaged.
Oh, I fucked up.
All right. I attack it.
Roll to hit.
Super axe.
You have advantage on your super axe.
Uh, 12. Ugh.
12. That unfortunately misses as you swing into the stone hand
With
as well.
advantage, we're rolling so bad. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is.
You want to swing with your
I will. I
offhand as
will
well?
swing with my offhand. $23.
Hey, we've made connection. Go ahead and roll damage with your offhand.
Uh, 8 damage.
8 damage. You come out of this comatose state. Please describe how you make the kill as you miss with your first axe, but sink into it with your second. Make the final blow.
Did it die?
Oh, it died.
Oh, okay, cool. It's dead.
That's how it kills it.
It's dead.
Is it
You
dead?
go ahead and
Yes.
swing into it. First axe misses. The second one, swing into it, and just chunks right into it as it just falls limp inside of that hand. The rest of the crew sort of come to as the ship begins to frantically run to the wheel as you guys are currently heading straight for the mountainside or the side of the cliff. He's able to go ahead and get there in time and do just fine in getting the ship back under the control. The storm still is raging on, but you guys no longer hear a singing tune.
I'm gonna try to pluck some feathers from these sirens.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
I would
Or
like
survival.
to help.
Survival with advantage, sorry.
Either one I can do. I got a 14.
14, you're able to pluck about 5 feathers.
5. Cool. Alrighty. Cool.
Yeah, so Calrad's the only one who really. Well, I guess I could ask. Do we know what's valuable on these? like what we should be taking other than the feathers? It kind of feels wasteful to just leave. them
I mean, we could just see. I guess I don't know. I don't really know. I just know that the feathers are a good reagent, so we don't need to worry about being bamboozled again. If that makes sense.
Yeah, all right. Getting bamboozled.
What are you talking about?
I can't have this conversation again. Can't.
I just killed that thing. What did you do?
Kill the other one.
Wrong. I killed the other one.
Help kill the other one.
After you guys are taking feathers from it, you do hear the captain barking orders to the rest of the crew to get the ship back in order, as the storm is definitely starting to pick up more and more and more. Good thing is, though, you guys can actually, thanks to the moonlight, see beyond the storm a little bit. And you see that the end is probably about 6 hours away. So by the time you guys wake up tomorrow, you guys should be out of said storm.
Sick.
You guys can go ahead. You do hear the captain also yell, "Make sure we keep one of those full. I want to have it as a warning," and post it up on the front of the boat.
Yeah.
Then on the one we're not going to keep full, I want to take one of its claws.
Okay. You have a roll a survival, because I couldn't think of what it was. Survival check.
Alright. Alright, that's not going to work. That's a 4.
You have a claw, or at least a piece of one. It's hard to tell that it's a claw from this thing, but you have a claw.
Okay.
I'd like to try and harvest the other claw.
Yeah, go ahead and roll survival as well.
He's going to do it and I'm going to be mad about it. Because he's going to make some snark about magic.
3.
You unfortunately are unable to get the claw to even leave the hand.
I'm going to hold up my claw fragment and go, magic.
I didn't need it.
Can I just chop that hand off and chuck it to Dalrin?
Sure.
Cool.
Darren, you have a hand of a siren coming your way.
Alright, I'll grab it.
All right.
I go, ooh, man.
Yeah. You have a floating hand, but it's not attached to your body.
I mean, my axe still has divine energy, so...
It's true. As the couple hours go on, they do end up hanging from not the actual front of the ship, but on front of the main sail. They have the wings fully spread out, and they put a single bolt in its head for intimidations. And as you guys sort of get in and rest, that's where we'll go ahead and call it for today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dang.
Ooh, magic.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the time in this campaign where something crazy happens and he's like, okay,
Magic.
magic might be a thing.
I want there to be, like, down the line, you multi-class into, like, wizard or something, and you just have spells, and you're like, yeah, no, this is just me.
This is just...
I almost went Eldritch Knight and was like, oh, magic, look at this.
It's not magic, it's just abilities.
You guys each gained 575 XP.
Dang.
Wow.
That was a difficult fight, to say the least. Or it could have been if spells weren't used properly, for sure. Or abilities, excuse me, Don, weren't used properly.
From my perspective, I still did up like half the work, and I was tied up for
Exactly.
Like
At least part of it.
yeah.
From your perspective, at all times, you do all of the work.
Yeah, I'm just like protecting all of you. Sort of just useless in a fight from my perspective.
Jesus.
How much XP did you say?
575.
I have one-shot a goblin. I have fended for myself on multiple occasions in combat. I have cast awesome spells that at one point gave a dude an aneurysm, and all I get is magic.
Much.
Speaking
Yeah, you don't get.
speaking of magic, or maybe not magic, Dalran, could you explain how people at home could help make this dream come true?
Well, if you want to make the dream come true, you're going to want to tune in next week as we figure out how I continue to reject the idea of magic. You can also follow the channel, which would be greatly appreciated, so you'll get notified anytime JBrews goes live. You can tune in on Thursday nights if you really want to, and watch us play some Star Ventures. You can also donate your hard-earned money if you want. You can do that, see how you do that if you just scroll down a little bit. You can also subscribe. Holy cow, there's so many ways you can support this channel. There's no reason not to, really, when it comes down to it. Because you can subscribe for free, because if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, boom, free subscription on Twitch. You could also just pay for that subscription if you're one of those people that likes to do that. I do that to a variety of channels, including this one.
Oh, thank
Yay.
you. $4.99. Appreciate that.
I don't know where my old notebook is, Ian.
Sincerely appreciate that shout out. We also, I'm not sure if he said it, but we have a merch store down below. Check that out. It is super dope. Coffee cup, shirt, all the cool things. We're coming up with more designs. One that's more Starfinder themed, and then also a logo rework. Gasp. And then Drew, the magnificent wizard of choice and time. Where can people go to see the past and the future episodes of this?
Yeah, if you want to take a trip down memory lane and see how we got here in this strange town, how we became emissaries of a dwarven king, you can go to youtube.com/JBrews and catch up on all the episodes for this and other shows that we do on this channel. This one will be uploaded on Wednesday, and our Thursday show with Starfinder will be uploaded on Mondays. So check it out.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. We had a cool time today. Thanks for coming, everyone who did come and hang out. There's a party over in chat, so cool. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week when the group continues their trip. They're about 3 days in to their 8-day journey on the ocean. So we'll see exactly where it takes them. See you guys next week. Bye.